People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
What's up, folks? Thank y'all for tuning into the Josh Terry podcast. Super excited about the show today. For those who don't know, I did not get my start in radio in Dublin, Georgia. There was a fellow that he's like my big brother. I love this motherfucker so much. And if it wasn't for him, y'all would have never heard me do shit besides Snapchat. So I want to introduce y'all to Mr. Dave Stone.
What's up, guys? AKA the Kraken, man.
You still got that radio voice.
Shit.
I'm fucking with you. It takes time to get out of doing it.
Do I have a radio voice?
You don't when you're just sitting here bullshitting. This is what it is. I'll do it for you. I'll do it for you real fast. This is my regular talking voice, and then it's thank you for listening to 92.9. That's what the fuck you do.
You notice he about swallows that microphone again?
Yeah.
Pull your mic a little bit closer to you.
Right.
Yeah, Dave.
I guess
you.
I do have my radio voice.
Right there.
We'll use this one.
Yeah, use that one. I get why you did it. It was cool as fuck that you did.
Yeah.
I loved that shit.
Oh, man.
Introduce everybody to you, buddy.
Yeah, right here beside me is Matthew Cutter, man. One of the absolute best human beings I've ever met in my life. He came in my dive shop one day looking to go scuba diving. He had a pile of gear he never used. Apparently he owned some sort of a towing company in Colorado and was going to be like a scuba diver for cars. Anyway, he come in and he was like, holy crap, man, you're the guy off the TV show Axemen. And we just got to talking. He showed me his little show he was making called Country Crashers. And from there, we just got an awesome rapport. He come out on the boat with me and Clint. And we started doing some filming, having some fun, some underwater empire. And then next thing I know, I made friends with him. And one of the genuinely most sincerely awesome humans I've ever met in my life. And from there, we started doing a little Friday radio. And then next thing you know, it turned into the big show with Kraken and Cutter on one of the bigger radio stations around. And, well, then we got fired.
I have a similar story there, but well, Cutter, dude, I'm glad you could have hung out. I've enjoyed bullshitting with you up to now.
Thanks for having us.
Anytime, dude.
Appreciate it.
Kraken, I can't say it's hard for me to call you. I'm calling you Dave. It's so fucking hard for me to call you Kraken. Dude, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, like sincerely. I still remember when you reached out to me when I lived in Macon.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, I think you ought to come down here and do this radio show with me. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. Like, how, like, I'm not made for radio. I'm Snapchatting shit and putting stuff on social media. And you made me so comfortable. And it was always, I'd always wanted to be fucking Howard Stern anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And
Dude,
you
since I was a
set
little
it in
kid.
motion. You set it in motion, man.
Well, I mean, here's the difference. You look at a lot of stuff on Snapchat, social media, your Facebooks, your Instagrams, your TikToks, your Twitters, and you see people that you're like, I click with that dude. And I saw your stuff, and I was like, you know what? I have got to get this guy down here on radio with me. And then we met up a couple of times, the award show where we won Radio Station of the Year, stuff like that. And it was just like an instant like, hey, I could take this guy and make him my little brother. We could have some fun here in Valdosta. And it didn't work out in Valdosta simply because you didn't want to move, and I don't blame you one bit. You get your kids up here and whatnot. And but I wanted you there so bad because I wanted to be able to ban. This is another man telling another man, I wanted you, son.
Yeah.
You know, but I did. I wanted you
like
there I literally wanted you there to be able to ride this thing with me because I was like, man, we're about to take this thing off. We were coming out of finishing up Axemen on the History Channel, getting ready to do a little underwater empire, our own little thing. But I've been on the radio for a long time, and I realized that, you know, it takes a certain kind of person to be able to just go back and forth with, you know.
Yeah.
But You wound up in Dublin having a good time.
How the
which
fuck
was-
that work out? God damn. There's moments in my life that I'm like, you know what? I really should have fucking listened to somebody else. But also, I would be sitting here with you. Well, I don't know. I probably would end up getting fired with you too.
Yeah, right.
You'd be unemployed right now.
Anyway, I'd be fucked. It don't matter how you look at it.
Well, I just didn't know if you wanted me to leave for a little bit so you guys could have some alone time. Or, I mean, it seems like you guys need to.
Well, I don't know the term in the gay community and the alphabet community for what it would look like me and him fucking.
I don't even.
But I don't want to fucking know what it would be either.
You know, by the way, speaking of that, on my second year on Axemen, I was voted the number 3 bear in America. Check that out.
No shit.
I swear, go look it up.
The
Clinton.
only fucking reason why I know what that is the gays love me. They listen to Shout This Show. I think they love me because I give them hell. And not too long ago, somebody was like, "Oh, Big Daddy, you are one big bear." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I thought it was like talking about like a goddamn grizzly or some shit. And then one of my friends was like, "No, you gotta look that shit up, bro."
Oh, I didn't know
they
what it
trying
was.
to fuck.
Clint was making fun of me because I had no idea what it was. I was like, "Yeah, grr,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I don't think you going grr was the right move.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, don't grr at them motherfuckers.
They
They'll
like
go,
the-
wow.
They like that long hair, big old beard, and them overalls. Oh,
It
my
was a great
God.
look. It was a great look. Dude, and that's another thing that's just crazy to me. Is I used to watch that fucking show. I used to like that show so fucking much. And I hate shit like that.
Yeah.
And then when you reached out to me all those years ago now, it's like, man, that's fucking cool. That was always cool as fuck for me.
Well, I grew up like up in the mountains of North Georgia, right? So I grew up a hillbilly. If you didn't earn it, you didn't get it. Everybody wanted to work at carpet mills, live out back at their parents' house in a trailer. And I was like, man, I got to get the hell up out of here. So came down to Valdosta, did my scuba diving stuff, did everything I did. And then, you know, somebody was like, and I was sitting there and my whole life I've been like, I want to be on television.
Yeah.
You know, I've watched tons of wrestling. I was like biggest wrestling fan ever. And I was like, all they're doing is going in there and portraying a character. I got that.
Oh, yeah.
And so next thing you know, Clint and I get on there doing that. And man, that is the most fun I've ever had in my life. It was kind of strenuous filming, but it was fun. But the coolest part about all that is watching a kid walk up to you. Like I walked up to Dusty Rhodes when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And he was bigger than life. And I was like, oh my God, it's Dusty Rhodes, man. And to have a kid walk up to you with that little twinkle in their eye
Yeah.
and look at you and be like, oh my God, you're the guy on TV. And you're just, and my goal was to be the sweetest person I could to these people because that's all that mattered.
Yeah.
You know, just if I could one time give one person a little glimpse of, I can do that too. You know, I came from nothing. I didn't have anything. I didn't have rich parents. I didn't have, you know, it was like, if you didn't do it, you
I
didn't
was
earn
a
it,
poor
man.
as well.
Yeah. And so Clint and I always said, if we ever get to where we're like those celebrities that are like, you know, I don't want to do this autograph or I don't want to do that, then we would immediately walk away from it. And that's the true thing, man. If I ever get to the point where I don't want to meet you or shake your hand or talk to your kid or take a photo with you, just throw me away. You know what I'm saying? If I ever become that guy, throw me in the trash.
You say that. There has been a couple of times that I've wanted to throw the person in the trash that comes up to. This is what fucking happens to me. I swear to God. I don't know how many people listen to this show. It's a good number. You know the only people that come up to me like in public, like if I'm at a bar hosting an event, everybody's gonna say, "Hey,
Yeah.
be nice" or whatever. Only motherfuckers that come up to me in public are the people you don't want to come up to you in public. I'm talking about the slobbiest looking motherfuckers still in pajama pants.
Oh, yeah.
At 5 o'clock in the afternoon, ain't brushed their hair, teeth, or ass.
Or even washed in a week. Yeah.
Like it's fucking, they're the worst. But they're always like, "Hey, I can take a picture," and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but you say they're the worst, but you have to love these people.
Oh, yeah.
Because they will spend their last ounce of money
you're
on
right.
you to go to support you, whatever. And you know, you can sit there all day long. And I saw this when I was working, I was doing movies with Schneider and all this stuff. I saw these people that had absolutely nothing. I mean, it was like their last government cheese jack in the world, but they would save everything they possibly could to buy that last DVD from the guy. Because they will die for you. You know?
I love them in my heart, but in public, I just wish like once a supermodel would be like, I can get a picture. Like, or like a fucking country star like Luke Combs be like, hey, I can get a picture with you, dog. No, it's the bitch that works the night shift at Huddle House every goddamn time.
I'm not saying I'm denying that
Oh, yeah.
because I mean I'm
I'm just saying I wish it was also the other one.
Yeah.
I know.
I love
Let
them
me
all.
put my teeth in and I'm gonna give you a kiss.
Yeah, that's what I
Great.
do.
Thanks.
That's 100% what they do.
I know.
So sometimes we get, you know, how you get the I'm fat, so I can say this. All right. So
There's not a skinny motherfucker in this room. We can all make these jokes today.
He's trans slender.
Pound for pound, we have the
that's
best
good.
listeners.
I've never
in the
heard
world.
that. I've
Oh,
never
trans
heard-
slender. I use it on radio all
I've
the
never
time.
heard trans slender. That is
Yeah,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
trans slender, man.
Yeah.
I just identify small. Doesn't mean that I am.
I always say, man, pound for pound, we have the best listeners in the world.
Yeah, you have to.
I know, because pound for pound, we do. I mean, big old people like me, man. It's a good time, dude. It really is. I love every single one of them. I don't care if you ain't bathed in 3 days. I'll go take a bath after I hug you and give you a picture. I don't care.
You know, it's real hard with y'all saying things like trans slender and stuff for me to even figure out how y'all got fired.
Oh yeah.
We're still trying to figure that out. What are you talking about?
You ever went to work one day and like I started that Ozempic stuff, right? So I lost a little weight.
Yeah.
And my pants were a little bit. I wonder if I get a Muggsy sponsor. My Muggsy pants were a little bit too big, so they slid down my butt a little bit. Well, they slid down my butt, and I turned around like, oh crap! And I went to pull my pants up. There was a camera right there at my butthole.
No shit.
Yeah, I'm calling right there filming my bum.
Well, when he says it's 2 feet off the floor, you know where the camera was. So
Definitely below
was
the waist.
amazing. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, dang. And so I was like, what? Because I was like embarrassed by it because I got this tattoo above my butt crack. This is caught you looking.
At
So, lost it.
least it's not a Bible verse like most bitches got on the crack their ass.
Right?
You know how hard that is to look at.
Well, I hope nobody's looking at my caught you looking, to be honest with you, in that particular manner in which you just lusted over it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was like, oh hell. So I told the office manager, I was like, hey man, whoever's got the hidden spy cam in here, there's gonna be a picture of my butthole.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, it's gonna be there, and you might want to take that off the server. Little did I know, I guess that's how we were getting paid was my OnlyFans. I didn't know I had.
So wait, that's the reason that y'all
Well,
got
okay,
fired?
so that was Thursday, right?
Yeah.
Find it Thursday, report it to the station manager, report it to the owner, and she assures me, she's like, I have no idea where it came from. I don't know why it's in there, blah, 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 blah. And then I get a message back that was like, oh, it was only down there because the cord was too short. Well, the next morning, we get there on Friday morning, and the camera is now mounted above our head. Same cord, same everything, right? And I'm like,
I guess the cord grew.
the cord grew.
It
I
must
reckon.
have grown over the.
And so, to me, I was a little
Probably
bit,
saw his butt crack.
Yeah.
caught you looking starfish style, you know? And so I was pissed, and I went over there and slapped the camera to the side so they could look at the damn wall the rest of the morning. They're like, why are you filming me in the studio in the first place? Like,
Yeah.
you're afraid. I understand, like, maybe running a camera on your equipment when nobody's in there, like in the midday when there's no actual person in there, or during somebody else's afternoon shift when they're only in there 2 days a week, just to make sure everything's running right.
Yeah.
But why are you filming me and audio recording me while I'm in there?
Private room, private record, or discussion between people.
I'm like, Georgia has statutes about stuff like that. You're not supposed to get filmed in a private area. Then I was like, is there cameras in the bathroom? Where the hell are all the rest of the cameras? You know? And it was just like, I was pissed. I was like, why are you filming me? You know, like, especially below the waist, because you ain't gonna see much, like a button on a fur coat or something. I mean,
Got the same disability.
yeah, I'm just saying. And so next thing we know, we did a show Friday, which was the end of book, and everything was great. And then come Sunday night, I get a text message that reads, hey, your live show's canceled on Monday. Please come to the radio station no sooner than 9 a.m. as you will not be allowed on the premises or in the building.
Well, it wasn't canceled. It said no live show on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah,
same thing.
and then
Well, I mean, it's canceled.
She
We can't
didn't
be there.
cancel us until we were in the in the meeting. Yes.
So,
So like, did you get fired because, or did they give you an excuse because you made an issue about the cameras?
well,
Or was it
They
something that
never
they
they
saw?
never technically said that.
Yeah.
It was when we walked in, it was we just have no money to continue the streaming or the show.
yeah.
What?
We have no finances, I think is what the word was. No finances for you.
Well, if they were smarter, whoever was doing that, they would have turned that camera front facing to you guys and let that stream and go out on another fucking platform to where you can monetize it.
You would think.
And like, like if you need to know, and you're a radio right now, and you're looking at me, if it's their radio station I used to work for, one I used to work for, if you want me to tell you how to make motherfucking money, doing social media, I will tell you. That was one of the things that I pitched when I worked over there. Was, hey, you're missing a whole fucking revenue stream because you want to run it like terrestrial radio. It's not. You have a media company now. Yeah. And if you don't run it like a media company, you're stupid.
Well, and the sad thing was when I came into the thing, into the station, started working with Kraken years ago, we were just doing the Friday show, and I kept telling the owner, I'm like, look, you need to get on social media. You need to get a website. I said, they didn't even have a website. Yeah. And I said, I will set you up a website. You know, you need to start streaming the show. You know, and everything was, she lives in this 1960s kind of thought process. Yeah. And she doesn't understand things have changed. Yeah. Yeah. And everything is going digital. Everything is media. Everything's out there. People want to be able to click their phone and pull up whatever they want to learn about you. Yeah. And she doesn't understand that.
Yeah, I'll say this, and I told Dave this the other day on the phone. She's always been extremely nice to me. Yeah. Over the top nice. I think the world over. I mean, she's hugged me every fucking time she has seen me. But you can't be set in your ways if you're going to do this. Like this, analog's fucking dead. Yeah. Like it's dead. Like if you are still doing a regular terrestrial radio show, you better hold on fucking tight or you better get a scuba gear from you because the ship's going to fuck down. Like you might want to look at this as a fucking blessing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, within 12 years of working for her, I can't say that I ever had a problem at all. Got crazy ways about her, different things like that, conspiracy theories that were crazy, but whatever. We all got our own little thing.
I'd probably agree with her on half of that because I'm fucking insane with conspiracy theories.
But, even last week prior to getting let go or fired, whatever you want to call it, she's sending me text messages. Big guy, you're awesome. Thanks, big guy. And never in 1.5 years would I ever think she would do that to me because I've always had such a good relationship with her. I mean, when she had 2 of my guns for protection. She had 2 of my cars at the radio station that her and her nephew would drive around because she couldn't ride around in his car. And the station vehicle was being used by one of the other DJs as a daily driver. And never in 1,000,000 years. I mean, would I have ever thought? But then, you're in the meeting. She says, we don't have any money for you. You're streaming. We're shutting it all down. Get your stuff, pack your stuff, leave. And you're still sitting there. I'm sitting there. Even today, I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, how did a relationship that was so good for so long go bad? And, the only thing I can think of is, sometimes she would be like, hey, I'll tell you this. And then behind your back, she's telling somebody else something else. And behind their back, she's telling somebody something else. And you just forget all your stories at some point. You know what I mean? And I don't know. Like she was telling us, never speak to the program director. Only speak with her. Only send her text messages. Only do this. And then, we're in the meeting with her and the program director fella. And we're sitting there and we're like, well, the reason we didn't send anything to him is because you said send everything to you. Yeah. And then she goes, I never said that. And Cutter and I were sitting there like, yeah.
She did. I mean, I was in the meeting, and I'm sitting there in the meeting with the program director, and same thing. We're sitting there talking about this. I'm going, this is crazy. Like, you literally told us, don't go through the program director, go directly to you. So we've been doing that. Everything,
for 3 months.
All the emails, everything were sent directly to her, never to him. And
it's crazy, man. You get told to do one thing, but the weird part is, the program director looks at her like, her? And she looks at him like, oh, you would never. And I'm like, being the smart ass that I am, I didn't mean to say this, but I was like, it's okay to admit when you're wrong. Yeah. And it is. Like, Absolutely. If I'm wrong, I will admit to it 100% of the time. Yeah. When my wife tells me something, I'm pretty much wrong 90% of the time.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll go and tell you, she's going to have to admit that she's wrong real soon because of that fucking dickhead she just hired.
Oh.
You
mean toe boy?
Toe boy, toe bro.
Toe bro.
Yeah. What's up, toe bro? I know you're going to listen to this. Oh, creepy motherfucker. I hate this dude. Like, y'all don't understand. I've done my best to put water under the bridge why I don't like this guy. Yeah. And it's just like every time that happens, something else gets sent to me. So somebody else says something that this dude said, and it's always the same fucking thing. It's always like, dude has no respect for me or any of this other kind of stuff or whatever. But yeah, he's like whacking off the fucking feet pictures, and I'm not knocking nobody's fucking kinks or whatever. Just saying, if you saw this guy, you wouldn't want him whacking off to your fucking feet pictures, or probably being close to your kids. And I hate him. I hate him, and like it was almost to where when the first person called me, because you wasn't even the first person to tell me.
Yeah.
Somebody called me. We got a mutual friend, and they were like, "You will not believe where this dude is working now." And I was like, "Probably a prison." And
Florida correctional facility.
Somebody finally checked that laptop. He's fucked.
Yeah.
And no, it was just where they told me, and I was like, "How? How did this lady get tricked? These guys be working for free."
Well, I mean, the other DJ is, so maybe he is. I mean,
I
from
do
what
that.
we're told, the
God
other
didn't think for free.
Well, no, but they have like a trailer park behind the radio station.
Yeah.
She lives in the radio station. Then they have all the trailers out there for the people that work at the place.
Oh, damn.
So she told me one day we were sitting there talking about finances, and she goes, "Well, he pays, or I pay his electrical bill, and that's all we do, and he lives here."
Well, he
And
gets to drive the station.
Oh, and he gets to drive the Pepsi station truck. So, and I'm sitting there going,
Because he was only live on Wednesday and Fridays. You know,
Yeah.
the rest of the time it's like voice track stuff.
yeah. So I guess maybe this guy needed a place to stay. So
I don't know. I'm just wondering, you dump us because you say you don't have the finances, but within 5 days you've already hired Tobro. You know what I'm saying?
Tobo's doing free. Or he's trying to sell ad spots or something like that.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the things to where it's probably like a year or so ago. I had made a post, and hell, I think you called me when I made this post. And it was where the show had fucking spiked and it was really high or whatever. And I was just so bored during the day. Like if I wasn't recording, I wasn't doing shit. Like I was spending way too much money finding shit to do because I can't be lazy. And I put on Facebook, I was like, if anybody is looking to hire somebody in radio, but like I put all kind of stupid stipulations on it. Like, I made it to where if you hired me, it'd have been worth it for me to.
Yes.
But I knew that if you hired me, I would bring you in a whole new fucking revenue stream from social media. Right. Without a doubt, I would have helped you make the money to pay me. To where y'all could have easily done that shit.
we were doing that. I was handling the marketing side for our show.
Yeah.
And I just started, and that's what I was sitting there in the meeting with her. I'm like, ma'am, I can't save your business in a month, but it takes me a while to build these. And we started running advertisement, and I was actually out that Friday cutting ads and getting them ready to go. But what the really funny thing was, she turns around and tells us, or somebody started throwing this rumor out that we quit.
Yeah.
And we're like, really? We had giveaways set up. We had prizes. We had everything all the way into New Year's.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? You think we're going to spend all the time to go cut ads, sell ads, all this stuff to just quit? Like, I wouldn't have been doing anything. I would have had plenty of free time.
I mean, honestly, as many years I've been on the radio, I have never sold an ad, really.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know that was part of my job. I thought my job was to entertain you, not go out and try to
Exactly.
hustle everybody in town for $1,500 a month so that I could earn. And, you know, most radio stations, most media outlets, they have salespeople.
Yeah.
There is none there. There was one, he got fired, another one got fired, nobody, you know.
Oh.
And you can't make a living on the radio trading out lawn service for advertising.
And that's what I was getting to, was when there was like a few radio stations that contacted me, and they were asking me like, was I serious about some of these stipulations or whatever, because they saw where the show was ranked. They really wanted to involve me, and I was like, I'm not doing sales. I'm going to go. I'm going to entertain every day, but I will show you how, just off of what I'm doing, to bring you in another form of money that your ass ain't doing. You are missing 100% of an opportunity.
Well, the problem with you as a DJ or you as a media person or whatever trying to sell ads is now you've taken the mystique away from it.
Yeah.
To me, like
1,000%.
If you're gonna take if I'm gonna come into your restaurant and I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm the Kraken off the radio. You want to sponsor me?
Yeah.
It makes me look desperate and stupid.
Yeah.
where if there's not trying to say anything, but you put a little hottie in a skirt and you send her over there to
sex sales. That's not, fuck sex
you
sales.
send them over there in a pair of high heels and a skirt, and you're like, hey, you have the opportunity for you to come aboard the Kraken show with Cutter or whatever. Before it was two of us, the big whatever.
You told me I had to wear a skirt and high heels.
Well, that's because you look good in a skirt and high heels. Don't worry
That's
about
probably
So this
who
whole
put the
time
camera in there.
it.
Yeah. This whole time that was just for your amusement.
No, it wasn't for my amusement. It was trying to get the
You're
other.
an ass, dude.
I was trying to get the
You
letter.
were seriously an ass.
Just trying to get the letter group people to be with us. You know what I'm saying?
I don't blame you one bit. I will
It was
sexualize.
cold too.
I will sexualize a bitch in a second for $1. Like, I promise. When I opened the studio, that's what I had. I had 3 girls working for me.
Yeah.
And I realized, no offense to them girls, they didn't know what the fuck they was doing. I wanted them to do my social media for me, so all I had to do was work. Because that's what I was used to in radio, is going to work every day, doing my show, fucking leaving. And that's what made me good. Coming and having to do other stuff, it was a transition period. But then you realize, hey, you got such a good enough product to what you're doing. People want to be a part of it. You just usually have to ask. The over asking or calling or bugging, that makes you look desperate.
Yeah.
But like, to me, I drop 2 or 3 things on Facebook once a month or on social media saying, hey, we got some sponsorship spots open. Take it if you want it. If you don't, I'll fucking find another way to make that money this month.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, for me, I go teach scuba diving and work with kids and do all that stuff with their parents. I mean, that's what I do in the afternoons. That's what I love to do. I only did radio in the morning as something to do before I opened the dive shop.
Yeah.
So I was like,
and it's fun. And
I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude. And you have that personality. Cutter has that personality. Like, you have one to where you're an entertainer, regardless of if you're sitting in front. If me and you and Cutter just sitting here and we're bullshitting, no cameras on, no mics or whatever, we're still entertaining each other.
Yeah.
You just have that personality. Like, you can't get rid of it.
Dude, ever since I was a little kid, I was the class clown. I was the guy that made up all the jokes. I was the guy that let everybody having a good time, and it was like, that's all what I've always wanted to do. I met, like I said, I can't even stress this enough. I met Dusty Rhodes when I was a little kid. And I saw him entertain, and I was like, holy crap. If that fat guy can do it, this fat guy can do it.
Absolutely.
And I was...
But I think they're at a point now that, and I'm speculating because I don't want to be rude, but I think they're in financial problems. Yeah. And that's where you see desperate come out of people.
If she hears this, or anybody at that station, I want to make it clear. If they were in financial problems, you just shot yourself in the foot with the person you just put in their position, because nobody's going to suck the fucking air out of that room more than somebody that'll suck the fucking air out of that room.
Tobro.
Well, and it's sad because you want to see, and that was the reason I started coming originally. When I originally started this, I was doing it for free.
Yeah.
I was coming in there every Friday for free. I was videotaping it. We were putting it up on social media. We were working social media, all of that. And then even when I started doing the radio show, I was working all out. I mean, Kraken could tell you, 5 days a week in the afternoon, I was working at setting up web pages, social media, everything for them, trying to build something better and help somebody out. And I'm very blessed in life with where I'm at, what I'm able to do in life. I'm not worried about my day-to-day finances. And I'm sitting here looking at them and I'm going, I don't mind helping people out. And I want to see, Kraken's one of those guys that's larger than life.
Absolutely.
He is, anyone can walk up to Kraken and you're just like you were saying earlier, you're just like, wow, he's got that wow presence and everyone just feels comfortable about him. You have a great time. And it's the most amazing thing that you will ever see in life. I've experienced it, and the people that have crossed paths with him, and I'm like, you know what? I want to see this guy back up on top again. Yeah. Because he will be there again. And he's that type of person. And I'm the same way with everybody. I don't mind giving some time and some effort, but the effort you got to see effort on their part too. Yeah. And when we're sitting there pushing and pushing and pushing, and you see no effort coming back, you're going, this is nuts, man.
Well, if y'all, and I'm not trying to keep knocking on that station because I want to harp on how good you guys are. Yeah. Like, if I was a programmer, a new age programmer, like, that's another thing too. If you're still doing terrestrial radio and you're going to own a station and you're going to put it out, you have to change. If you don't, you're going to die. Like, you're going to fail. You can't keep doing the same generic bullshit because it is dying everywhere. You have to do something different. Yeah. If I was the owner or the programmer, I would have went to you guys and I would have said, hey, look, if we're in financial trouble or whatever, let's let these two do what they're obviously great at. Let's let their personality shine through more than any. Let's give them more free reign. Let's not reel them in at all. Like, obviously, certain shit you can't say on radio and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not saying have a podcast style radio show. Not at all. But I'm saying you guys were so fucking good. If I was in the area, I was listening to you.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I've been on a couple times with you. But even if I was around there, I would listen.
Yeah.
Because it's entertaining. You're not going to get that with 90% of the people that are in radio. They're going to read the prep sheets. They're going to be generic as fuck. They're going to be, even if they, I guess what I've been told so much too about radio is back in the day, they didn't really care what you could do as long as you could read and you had a good tone to your voice.
Yeah. 100%.
Like, they didn't care because they were going to script it. Well, Howard Stern and fucking everybody else killed that shit in the 90s to where a disc jockey all of a sudden came fucking cool.
Yeah.
But see, our headbutting was always, we would talk to people. And I went out, I would text message people going, what do you love about the show?
Yeah.
What do you want to hear? Like, I want feedback. Yeah, whether it's negative, positive, whatever, I want any kind of feedback I can get because that's how you make it better.
Absolutely.
And so we would go to her, and everyone that we would hear was going, we want less music, more talk. We want to hear you guys with your banner. We want to hear you guys laughing and having a good time because that sets our mood for the day.
Yeah.
And then we go to her and we're like, look, here's what we're getting back for feedback. No, I want more music. I want more music. You guys need to 2 minutes max. 2 minutes max. And I'm going,
That's so stupid. That's so stupid. And this right here is why it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Because if I want to listen to music, and I don't want to hear fucking talk, I can go play whatever I want to on my phone at any point in time.
And
I'm not going to sit there.
And what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Not
exactly.
Not a canned top 40.
Yeah. I'm not that blow. And I get it. It's what people used to understand before phones, before Bluetooth, before all this shit. I get it. You didn't have every song you wanted to hear at the fucking fingertips. You didn't. I'm not going to sit there to where whatever Chris Stapleton's new song is, I'm a big Stapleton fan.
Yeah, love it.
I'm not going to sit there and listen to your radio show or anybody else's show, if I like them, for 2 hours hoping they play that song anymore. Yeah. I'm going to fucking go look it up on my phone and listen to it right now.
But that's what we tried to explain to her. We're sitting there going, if you want Kiss, you just pull it up. Yeah. You pull up their channel. You want Jimmy Buffett. You want whatever you want. It is out there. Yeah. But when you're talking in the morning and you're setting a pace and everybody's going, man, we loved your show. And that's what we hear everything. Yeah. My mornings suck now because you guys aren't on.
Oh, I bet they fucking do right now.
Well, the funny thing is you guys are laughing about, I don't even know the guy.
Yeah.
You ain't fucking miss nothing.
Well, that's what I'm hearing.
Let me tell you, this is why I hate Tobro. I hate Tobro for a couple fucking reasons. But first time, my first week in radio, I want everybody to understand this. This was a job that I dreamed of.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that I never thought I could do until Dave had me on his show. And then I realized this was something that I could actually fucking do. First fucking week, I am talking about the Lax. I do not dislike the Lax. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fan of that type of music. I do not think it is bad. They obviously fucking kill. They murder.
Oh, yeah.
They throw fucking Lack Fest. I got a bunch of buddies that are real close with them.
The
only time I've ever been around them really was one of them said, I think it was Clay, says one of the coolest things I've ever heard. I think Nate Kenyon introduced me to them.
Yep.
And they said to me, he was like, hey, what do you think of the music? And I was like, I'll be real with you. Y'all are killing it. It's just not my type of music. And dude asked me what I like. And I told him I like traditional shit. Like, I'm more traditional country style or whatever. And dude told me one of the coolest fucking things I've ever heard from any musician. He said, dude, if I could sing, I would sing that shit.
It's exactly what Clay told you.
Yeah. And I was like, I got respect for this dude.
I think we were making out or something like that. Yeah.
And the fucking Tobro, I tell that story on radio. And he takes the clip to where I just say, I don't like that fucking music. I don't like that type of music.
Yeah.
And sends it to, I guess, their manager promoter.
He sent it to, probably over to, oh my God, Joe.
I can't remember who it was. But
yeah,
here
Joe.
it was called the radio station I was working for. fucking mad. And he had every right to be mad.
Yeah.
Too. Because it sounded like, because they were paying us at the time to promote Lackfest, I think.
Yeah.
And it sounded like, damn, there's a DJ on there knocking them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like they had every right. And
Yeah.
that was not it at all. Like fucking at all.
No.
It's like, oh, this motherfucker's out for my throat already. Because he wanted the job that I had. I've always been told that he wanted to go back to work there. And he wanted to work with the person I was working with.
Well, he got fired from there the first time I heard. Then Shotgun went in there.
Yeah.
Charlie Walker, and then I talked to Shotgun the other day. He was like, he's worked 2 radio stations now that guy got fired from. That he's replaced him on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's just one of many stories that are.
Yeah,
like
and
that.
then the fucking icing on the cake with me and him was somebody set it up to where me and him had to go eat pizza together with somebody else one day.
Yeah.
And I'm all about, if you tell me you're sorry that you made a fucking mistake, that's cool. Don't try to justify why you acted like a fucking dickhead. Don't try to justify, oh, I was jealous or what. No, fuck you. You are older than me. At the time, I was 32, 33, first week in radio, and you want to fucking try to get me fired right off the bat? No, I will spend the rest of my career rubbing in your fucking face.
Yeah.
That you're going to have to go from job to job. Well, I've got the #1 show in fucking Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, you remember what happened at the fucking Nelly concert?
Oh, yeah. I heard about it.
Yeah. Let me tell you. He's acting like such a dickhead to the artist or whoever it was. I shouldn't say artist because I don't really know who it was. The fans did not like him at this concert. It was Lauren Marie, Nelly, and Petey Pablo.
Yeah.
And I got invited there by the promoter. Like, I didn't just show up. I got invited there. Matter of fact, I was fucked up on a tour bus with Petey Pablo for a good bit of time. I was high as giraffe ass for the majority of the time. And I don't even smoke weed. But Petey Pablo asked you to get high. You gonna get fucking high on Petey Pablo, right? So I go back up at some point in time, and I'm standing around the promoters or whatever, and they're like, "Dude, we want you to MC the rest of this." And I was like, "I ain't fucking drunk, bro. Like, I came here to a party." And they're like, "We can't stand this motherfucker. He's creeping people out." And I was like, "You know what a shitstorm that's gonna cause?" And they were like, "No, it's okay." Like, and I was
It's
like,
our show.
Yeah, it's like our show. And I was like, whatever, dude. Like, fuck it. Like, roll it. Like, if you want to.
Yeah.
Of course, I want to fucking meet Nelly.
Yeah.
And everything. Like, why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And so, like, I got up to introduce Nelly. And I ain't gonna lie, I was fucked up. I was good and fucked up. I never cursed. I never did anything that was unprofessional. But it had been fucking raining. And I was jumping up and down trying to get the crowd, like,
Yeah.
going.
Hype 'em up.
And I fucking slipped in water. This dude posted a video of me, doesn't put any context to it at all. And he's like, oh, he was so whatever radio station I was working for, their DJ was so fucked up, he fell on stage, trying to make me look bad and shit. There were people that berated this motherfucker the next day that were at the concert. They was like, oh, he was drunk, but that's not why he fell. And I'm telling you, I blasted that bitch all over social media the next day.
What?
And he's even asked me to come down and be on that fucking show. And Toe Bro, before you say you have it, I got the fucking screenshots, bro. Like, don't play me like a bitch.
Well, the crazy part to me is some of the stories like you talked about Brian and Clay, not your
Yeah.
kind of music. Man, that's how I started on the radio. I started listening. I was listening to the Lax and 2 of my best friends in the world, Brian and Clay. Those dudes are absolutely phenomenal. Demon Jones, the whole country rap scene is what I was bringing to
He's
the
a
radio.
super nice guy.
Dude, Demon,
He's
there
a very
may
nice
not
guy.
be a nicer human on this planet.
I just hosted that thing for Brian Martin in
Okay.
Macon.
Yeah.
And me and Brian are close. And I get a random call. And it's from him. One of the people that was with him didn't have an ID.
Oh,
And they
okay.
were clearly old enough to get in. And he was as nice as he could be. Got him in and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
He's cool dude.
Yeah, that whole scene is. I mean, Colt Ford from being at his celebrity golf tournaments with him, just the whole group, just good people, right? That's how I got started with it. And then you do your thing, you have your fun, and then getting back to Tobro, by the way, some of the stories I hear about him.
It's great.
Now, did you hear about the story where he was? Now this is what I was told. With the station car at a party, and they were pumping that Pop Your.
Oh, no, I've heard this story. Already know.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was sitting there beating on underage girls with a microphone or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
got taken out in handcuffs or something like that. Is what I was told.
Once again, this is who you fucking hired to reply. I bet that wasn't on his application.
Now, that's the story I was told. I wasn't there, so I can't. But
I've heard it. I've heard that one. Definitely not from you. I don't even know who the fuck I would have heard it from. And then there were some people that he worked with, I guess, at this last place that I'm close with. I guess in Douglas or some shit. I ain't really sure where the fuck it's at.
Yeah.
But they were just like, dude, he's took pictures of my feet under the table.
I had that same conversation last
No
night with a
shit.
lady.
No shit. It's probably the same fucking lady.
And she was like, I get a text message or Facebook Messenger message that said, spill the tea. What the hell?
Yeah.
And so I just sent my phone number and I was like, hey, holler at me. It was like 9:30 last night, me and her talking, right? And we're sitting there and she's telling me all these stories. And I'm like, how is this guy not like somewhere besides at a radio station?
You know how Catholic priests get caught and then they go from one parish to the next?
Yeah.
One radio station to the next, baby. And I honestly think this is why, though. I think this is why. Because if you make it public from that radio station, that's why you fired them, then it looks like you're being neglectful, that you just let it go on, that you knew that all these things lined up, just letting them go for a different reason and move on to somewhere else. It's like, okay, now it's their problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just wash your hands of it. You're
Yeah,
like,
you just wash your
next.
hands.
And the sad part is, and this is the part that I'm going to say that I absolutely worry about more than anything, is I worry about a certain owner of the radio station that would just let us go, getting taken advantage of by this
Oh,
fellow.
absolutely. That's the only reason. The only reason why I'm saying anything, because she has been so nice to me.
She is
and
awesome.
treated me
was
good.
awesome to me for 12 years. Up until last week, I didn't think we had a beef at all.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, other than the behind your back talking, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you trying to, I don't know if you're trying to cause controversy or whatever you're trying to do.
Well,
But
I think it was trying to fluff the skirts of each employee.
Yeah, there
and
you
make
go.
them
That's-
feel like, oh, I'm loyal to
I'm
you.
loyal to you. I'm
you
your
know,
number
but
one
then-
fan. You
yes,
know?
yeah.
And I'm okay with that. Do it, man. I don't need that. You ain't
Yeah.
got to fluff my skirt. I'd rather you tell me 500 shitty truths than one bullshit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Just be truthful and honest with me. That's all I care about. You know, just be honest, truthful, and be like, look, man, this is some shit. We ain't got no money. We ain't got this, that, the other.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, okay, how do we help solve this problem?
Absolutely.
It would have never, you know.
Absolutely. Dude.
I
Well,
mean-
and that's the way we were sitting there. We were like dumbfounded because we came out of there and we're going, why would you even have brought up all this other stuff? Like the correct way, if you're going to get rid of employees, just leave it in such a good kind of vibe that just like, guys, I don't have the money anymore. I got to let you guys go.
Yeah.
As soon as we can build this back up, we can get some more money. You guys are back in here because you were always 12 years Kraken. You were behind me. Cutter, you helped me out. You know, we're going to make this happen in the future. Leave it at some positive thing.
Yeah.
But when you call us in and it was just like, I'm sitting here listening to her go off, you've changed. You're not
Yeah.
the same person you were, you know, and I'm going, wow, for a guy that has put in 12 years of helping you out, giving you cars to drive, giving you this and that, and doing everything in the world for you, and you just burn the guy. And I even said that in our meeting. I said, I am dumbfounded to see somebody come in here and scream at employees and go off the way you are. Why wouldn't you leave this in a positive note and go, guys, thank you for, you know.
That does, though. That does sound like she was under a lot of stress, though.
It does.
I mean, that could be. And like, I don't know her the way y'all know her.
Yeah.
I don't. Like I said, she's been fucking cool to me. I just hate the decision she's made between y'all.
Yeah.
And then fucking Tobro.
Well, the other thing is like, so I signed on to work the radio for a certain dollar package.
Yeah.
Right. I ain't going to talk about how much, but and then when COVID happened, she just cut the pay.
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything. For 3 years, I worked for less than what I agreed to work for because I was like, I get it. You don't have as much money, blah, 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 whatever. You know, and I never bitched, never said one word.
Yeah.
And then in September, I guess it was late August of this year, I was pretty much done with radio. I had been sitting in that studio by myself for so long that it just got to the point where I was just like, you know what? This sucks.
Yep.
And the only time it was fun was on Fridays because he was in there, because Cutter was in there with me. And so I went in there and I was like, hey, man, this is the only way it's going to work. I need you to hire Cutter full time. I know what you're paying me now, which is not what we agreed to. So just get me back to there in that same area and bring him on. You know, I'm okay with it. I'll take a pay cut to have a partner
Yeah.
just because, you know, because I want to have fun in the mornings
It's
again.
better content. It's just better for
Yeah.
everybody.
100%. And so, that's how he come on was I was just like, look, I was done. I was literally, because while that 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and 4 or 5 times an hour is awesome. The rest of the time you're sitting in there going, listen to the same music, same stuff. So that's why I changed the format. Yeah. I mean, if you look so you were talking about the same with music. You were talking about, hey, I play this song. If I want to hear Chris Stapleton, we'll do this. Yeah. Well, that's why I kept people guessing, because I played music that I wanted to hear. Yeah. So I'd go into the systems and I would be like, okay, I want to hear this, 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 and this, because that's going to get you fired up in the morning.
Absolutely.
This whole canned, it plays at 8 o'clock in the morning, it plays again at 2 in the afternoon, plays again at 6 in the afternoon, plays again at midnight type stuff. I was like, I can't do it no more. And I love Morgan Wallen's music to death, but I can't listen to a slow Morgan Wallen music at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to go to school.
I knew.
Drive.
Yeah.
I knew that when I brought this up when I was working over there, that they were so out of touch. Because you would have people every morning. First off, I didn't look at charts religiously anyway.
Yeah.
But while I was there, I remember Tyler Childers had a #1 country album, and it was a big deal on social media.
Oh, yeah.
Because he didn't have a single bit of radio play.
None.
But on iTunes,
other than 92.9.
There you go.
I was playing that
and I brought it up to the people I was like working with and I was like, I know y'all think I'm crazy when I say this, because you're going off of what some consultant's telling you to play. The people are blowing up the request lines to hear the song that they're wanting to hear, and you're not playing it because somebody told you that, oh, this isn't a song that you can play or whatever. And it's like, you are literally going against what people want to hear. Why? The only reason they would listen to you.
Why are you not playing Feathered Indians? I mean, bleep out one word.
Yeah.
The song's great. Why are you not playing Drew Pendleton's songs on Wednesdays? You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what people want to hear. Why are you not playing these artists, Kaylee Hammock, on some of her stuff? Why are you not? It made no sense to me.
To make this make sense to the people that you was working for.
Yeah.
Tell them, besides for probably your radio station, your radio station probably did do this. But you go look at how many streams Oliver Anthony got on radio or Richmond north of Richmond, and it broke every fucking record for streaming and everything. No radio play. Minimal radio
It's
play.
on our station, but only because we went there and edited a couple of words. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
But why not do that?
You have a public presence. You are talking to the public every day. If you're not giving the public what the fuck they want,
they ain't listening.
You're not going to listen.
Yeah. Well, and what was crazy was when I got in there and I started doing the Fridays, and then when I came on full time, she kept hounding me, going, "You got to reel them back. You got to play what's on the system. You got to play what's on the system." And I kept telling her, I said, at first, when I first started radio, when she explained this to me outside of Kraken being there, I kind of understood what she was trying to say. But then I started reaching out to people, and I'm going, that's not what people want.
No, not
that's
at all.
not what people want. And I kept going back to Kraken, and finally, even in our meeting, I stuck up and I said, I agreed with you when I first came on that, Kraken needed to reel back and all this stuff. But then after talking to people and spending time and understanding what they wanted, I saw Kraken was absolutely correct with what he was playing on country music. And like you said, you can edit mine too, but I'm not a big Lax fan. Like, I don't like that style of music, but them, and they put on one hell of a show.
Yeah, they fucking they kill. They fucking kill.
Oh yeah, they had. So just so you know, Cutter plays Buford T. Justice and all that.
I remember you telling me that and seeing some of the videos.
He's in that the new stuff with John Schneider where he's playing the Bandit and all that. And so I got them out at Lackfest this year. Last year I got them to Swanee, or the last time they had a Swanee River Jam, I had them out there with the truck and everything. So then I get them at Lackfest. And show up, and I could tell Cutter's like, "Oh Jesus, where have you taken me now?" Because
their fans are fucking different. They are loyal and supportive, and like you said, they'll buy their last fucking thing.
If they got,
but they are out there.
Hey, dude, if they got $2 left, they're buying you a drink and them a drink.
Yeah, fuck it.
And then they're out of money, but they bought you because best fans on the planet.
Yeah,
I 100% could never say that. There is any better fans than Brian and Clay's fans. Those fans are phenomenal.
They're fucking loyal, dude.
And so,
but that being said, you guys had loyal fans
Yeah.
down there. You had people that are going to be craving, and they're going to hate. I remember as soon as I got fired, how many messages I've got. I was like, I don't want to listen to this shit again. And then since then, you can go look at any of my social media, and at least once a month, somebody randomly pops up and is like, I just want you to know, I don't listen to that shit no more.
Yep.
I ain't listened to it since you got fired.
Oh, dude, there were hashtags.
Yeah.
Don't listen to 92.9 anymore. Where's Kraken and Cutter? I mean,
Yeah.
it blew up pretty heavily, and I really appreciate everybody that did that.
Yeah,
That's kind of cool.
I mean, I don't know whatever way to put this because I don't want to offend everybody that does radio because I don't mean that way. But you don't have big personalities and good conversation folks like y'all anymore that do it. You have fucking scripted fucking trolls.
Or they're canned music. It's you go in here, read this. It's pre-recorded.
Yeah.
There's nobody in the studio to answer the telephone anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, every single morning.
The interaction is gone.
Yeah.
And the interaction is what made fucking radio.
100%. I got callers that would call in every single morning.
Wow.
I got one lady we call Granny. She calls in. She's like, "Hey, Kraken and Cutter." She's blind, basically. She's 80-something years old, I think. And she wants us to play the Get Up, Blanco Brown.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Can you play that for me?" And other radio stations ain't going to play that, but we're playing it for her. You know, we're hitting the music you want to listen to. I would study the iTunes recent release stuff. Good stuff there. I would look at your social media more than anything, and I'm like, he's like, check this guy out. And I would be like, screenshot. So, I mean, I don't know if you think what I'm taking screenshots of, but there's probably 10 a week I'm taking screenshots of music you put out.
I appreciate
Because
that.
I'm just like, I'm like, all right, let's listen to this guy. What's it? Cornbread.
Cornbread Cowboy, my dude, Ori.
Dude, he was at Lagfest playing for one of the bands.
Yeah.
And holy cow, dude. That is the best guitar player I may have
Oh,
ever
no.
heard. Chili Dog.
Chili Dog.
Chili
I
Dog.
thought you was talking about Cornbread Cowboy.
No,
Fucking
Chili Dog.
Chili! Chili is a fucking beast, dude.
He is I don't know how he's a savant,
Do you know his story at all?
a prodigy. No clue. I just
Okay.
know he is awesome.
Okay, let me tell you just quick, because I have to put this dude's story out every fucking time I can, because he's going to play for the biggest artist that there is coming up. I know it in my heart. If he can reel himself back in a little bit, Chili, I would say it to your face, bitch. Okay, his mama passed away, I believe, at 17. And they come from a poor place in Kentucky, I think. And
He's only, what, 22, 23?
So he's young, yeah.
Yeah.
He's young. Mom passed away at 17. His dad, like right off the bat, said, "Here's $200. Go to Nashville, don't come back." But he did it because Chili was already fucking shredding and there was nothing there for him.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like he didn't want Chili to get wrapped up in just being poor hillbilly or some shit like that. So Chili goes and Chili fucking just shreds in Nashville. But last year, he was playing a bar on Broadway, and some girl there took a video of him, and he's done this always. But he takes a beer bottle, and he turns it up while he's playing guitar and shredding, but then he'll take the beer bottle and he'll use it as a fucking slide.
Yeah,
Wow.
he was doing that at the show.
And it's amazing.
Yeah, he was jamming. I was going, holy cow.
But this is where it gets good. So Chili had a little buzz, had a little fun. He went out to his truck and pulled it around front so they could load up the equipment. Well, whoever was putting stuff in his truck took forever. Chili fell asleep. Chili got a DUI. He went to jail that night. When he went to jail that night, the video of him went super fucking viral overnight. Whiskey Riff picked it up. Every country music publication picked it up. So while this dude is laying in a jail cell, he's fucking everybody just overnight knows who he is. He says he gets out and his fucking phone pretty much overheats from blowing the fuck up. And since then, I mean, he's just, everybody knows about him now. So I think he's playing for Jesse Whitley.
Yeah, that's who he's playing for.
He's playing for him down there, and I think he's playing for him all the time now. Jesse's a good dude. He's been on the show.
And that's Keith Whitley's
Keith Whitley's son.
and Lori Morgan, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Chili's just a fucking gangster. But if there wasn't people like you, like putting some stuff out here or us talking about him, you ain't gonna know. And that's where people in radio just don't get it.
Yeah.
I can go to any fucking thing. I'll randomly open Google right now, and I'll guarantee you, Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, Riley Green, somebody's right here, or Laney Wilson. That's not bad, or Jelly Roll especially right now. Like, and that's not bad.
Oh my God, I met Jelly before he was. I mean, he
Really?
was Jelly Roll, but he was doing a video with Demon Jones called,
Okay.
and it was Bronco.
Okay.
And holy cow, that dude was phenomenal back then. I mean, just like the nicest
cool dude.
human ever. And to see him blow up is probably one of the coolest things I've ever
Oh,
seen in my life.
I love him and his wife's story.
Yeah.
Like and he's even one. I've said it publicly. I would say it to her face or his face. I was not a big fan of his music. I really was not until the past couple years.
Yeah.
And I like the stuff he did with Little White back in the day. Like, it was kind of good. But it was not my genre. It's not that it was bad. You're just not going to see me bumping it all the time. Like, that's it. New stuff he's came out with, and just the way that he's talking about his faith now and his wife and all this kind of shit and rebuilding their lives and everything. I'm a huge fucking fan now.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But if people like y'all or anybody has social media platform or radio show aren't pushing the shit that people don't know about,
Yeah.
and you're waiting for everybody else in the world, those prep sheets, everybody else in the fucking world gets them. Shouldn't you be the person, if you're trying to be a great personality on radio, shouldn't you be talking about shit before anybody else?
Yeah. I'm taking music out there and I'm like, hey, I know you never heard of this person, but give me just a second. I'm about to play you a song. Like, and you're just like, and now the same people, Parker McCollum, just different people, Hardy. Nobody heard of Hardy. I mean, he wrote a ton of songs, but nobody heard of Hardy until I started playing Hardy out there in 99 Land. I'm telling you, people were like, what is this?
It's
Rednecker. And I'm like, yeah.
It is
and the
fire.
thing is, they've been playing that stuff for years.
Yeah.
It's just now coming out.
I saw him and Morgan Wallen at Crazy Bull, of all places, together, I think 2019.
Yeah.
And they did not sell it out. There was a lot of people there. Don't get me wrong. Like, there was a lot of people. I didn't know who Hardy was.
Yeah.
I went there because of fucking The Way I Talk and shit by Morgan Wallen. Like, I wanted to hear that shit. And it's just crazy from 19 to now.
Yeah.
But people had to put the shit out
Yeah,
there.
I never heard of him either. It was my little brother, Nate Kenyon. I call him my little brother because if you pee on my couch when you're drunk, you're considered family at that point.
Little fucker.
I love Nate, man. I
too.
flew across a whole country one time to make sure I got to an award show for Nate one time. You know what I mean?
That's badass.
I mean, I really did. I left my family in Utah, flew all the way back here to get him an award. I was like,
That's
I
cool.
love that kid to death. But he's the one that told me about Hardy because he's up there writing songs in Nashville
Lee
doing
Tucker,
his thing.
same thing.
Lee. Oh my God,
He sent
Fish
me-
on a Line, dude.
Yeah.
I was playing that Lee Tucker shit, and I put it over to you, and I was like, send this to Lee because Lee was one of our fans. I didn't have a clue who Lee was.
Yeah.
You know, he would come out to the Swanee River jams and stuff like that. Him and his buddy that passed away, they were, and all of a sudden I'm like, I never even knew Lee could play a damn song.
Yeah.
Lee, he never told me he could sing. He never showed me. You know what I mean? I didn't have no clue, and I just killed it. Speaking of Whiskey Riff, you got on there the other day, didn't you? For Post Malone giving you a. I read that. I saw it and I was like, it said podcast, and I was like, no freaking way, it's got to be Josh.
Yeah.
And then I read down and I was like,
This is completely fucking weird, dude. So pretty much we were at a private party at Losers.
Yeah.
One of our buddies invited us. So me and Will Mosley go.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking random. Post Malone is so big that I guess, and I'm not knocking Losers, but I love Losers. I fucking love you guys. I've not been mad at y'all all about this. Please fucking get my bar tab next time I go in there. It's cool. Or at least let me buy alcohol there. But they didn't take a card from him.
yeah,
They were like, it's fucking Post Malone. Of course he's going to pay.
yeah,
But anyway, so it was random. Either he had just walked away from the bar and I walked up, or vice versa.
yeah,
But somehow he thought that there was a card on the tab.
yeah.
He didn't know. I mean, he's got fucking 15 people, his entourage,
Right.
taking care
One
of
of y'all should do this.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even have a wallet. Like,
Oh yeah.
like,
If I was Post Malone, I wouldn't have a wallet.
yeah,
I'm telling
he
you right
probably don't even fucking know, right? And when they cashed out at the end of the night, or when I cashed out or whatever, they were like, "Okay, we see this next to this. Mm-hmm. This guy's got to be with him." And honestly, the way I was dressed that night, I looked like I was fucking one of Post Malone's people.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, because this is the CMT week, so
Yeah.
everybody's in nice fucking stuff, and I didn't know I was going there. So I'm in there with black jeans on, a cutoff, like, and a cutoff flannel on, like, and I looked like I was fucking one of Post Malone's boys.
Yeah.
And it was just random, but it was cool. And like Losers took care of it. Post Malone didn't reach out, but or any of his group.
Yeah.
But
Get on
if
it.
they ever do, it's cool. Like he's one of those. You'll figure this out more when y'all start y'all's podcast. There's just certain people that you'd like to have on the show, and then there's certain people you just want to get fucked up with and not have a camera in their face or a microphone in their face. Post Malone's one of those. I know it would make for a good episode, but I think I'd rather just hang out with the dude and have a beer and not him have to be on.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we do this, like, we got to be on a little bit. I think he's one of those I just want to fucking chill with, dude.
I was like sitting on a bus one time with Toby Keith when he wrote Red Solo Cup on the back of Pizza Box or something. I think it was. But yeah, it was the same thing. You're like, you don't even want, everybody was just chilling out having a good time. Yeah. You know, and it was crazy. So.
But I think that's the neatest thing, at least it's kind of funny with the Buford thing, is it's got me into so many, and I've been on stage with, I mean, tons and tons of country artists, because, man, if they know you're there, they want to come hang out with you, and you end up on their buses. You end up, you know, on stage. They're like, man, come on up here. Come on, Buford. You know, and next thing you know, you're up there singing songs with them on stage. And I've done that with them, you know.
That was like with the Swanee River Jam. I turned around the Daisy Duke contest. My man is on stage dancing with the girls in their Daisy Dukes.
Yeah.
Buford T. Justice from Texarkana, Texas.
But like you said, the side of it that you get to see when the camera's not there, you really get to see the person.
Yes.
And that's what's really cool, because so many people miss that. They're always on. Always on. And get to see them drop that stigma that they need to portray, you know, is neat, because you see that person.
I know that just for me, because my social media personality or what I put out there is exhausting.
Oh, God.
I can only fucking imagine. There's been so many people I've ran into in Nashville that I'm just sitting at a dive bar having a good time relaxing, and they'll recognize me from TikTok or the show or something like that.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, I would figure you'd be like going wild right now. And it's like, I'm pretty fucking boring when I don't have to do nothing else. I fucking chill, dude. I don't like being the center of attention. No way.
Yeah.
Well, and that's neat with Valdosta, because we got a place down there, and the country music artists stop if they're coming through, like they're going to Florida. They'll stop, and we got bus hookups, we got a guest house and all that, so they'll stay at our place, and you get to just intermix with them as a person, not as the, you know, that crazy, and it's nuts. The social media side of it is just off the charts, because that's the only way they make things happen, you know?
Well, it's for me, like, you go out to eat, and people are like, you know, my wife has some friends that we go out to eat all the time, and it's almost like sometimes you're like, they want to see the Kraken. You know, they want the Kraken. And I'm bored as hell, dude. I just want to go scuba diving. I'm not even going to lie to you. What's the thing? They're like, you're not very talkative. What's wrong? And I'm like, there's absolutely nothing wrong. But I just had to talk all day. Yeah. And I just want to chill. And I'll just listen to y'all's conversations and be just as happy. That's that whole being on thing you're talking about. And that's the worst. That is the worst part of it, is just like, no matter where you're at Walmart or anything like that, you know, it's, hey, Kraken, when I hear that, I'm like, all right, I got to turn it on. Yeah. And sometimes I guess it does become exhausting, like you was talking about, you know, just trying to portray that character all the time. Yeah. And, you know, when you just want to be like, oh,
but I think that's what's cool about y'all too, though. Like, right now, you're not portraying the character, and you're just...
I started off portraying the character. Did you see that?
I stopped Jazz real quick.
Turn that DJ, holy cow.
Well, that whole thing about you got to use that voice, you know. Whatever.
Well, you just don't, like, the thing is, and I really try to push this to everybody that's in y'all's position. You're just as fucking entertaining not having to do stuff the way that you've been taught. Yep. You're just as you guys are just as entertaining with me for the past hour as you were on radio. Yeah. Like, you can't, not to bring up Dickhead again, Toe Bro. If you would have put Toe Bro in y'all seat, it'd be fucking boring. It'd be boring because he doesn't have that. There's a lot of them. I don't want to just single him out. Like, I'm picking on him, even though I really hope he gets hit by a car. Yeah. Y'all think
Are you going to tell us how you really feel at the end of this?
I will. Okay. I will. I would catch a felony charge to fist fight him right now. That's not even a lie. Like, I don't ever want to fight again. I didn't start doing a lot of mushrooms. I've calmed down, and I am like more relaxed and more peaceful than I've ever been. I would slap the fuck out that bitch in front of a police officer and just be like, take me in jail, bro. Like, you got to do what you got to do, because I'm going to fucking do what I want to right here.
I made that mistake one time in Egypt a few years ago. Yeah. We had a guy that was harassing one of our people. And literally, my brain went, you just like I would catch a felony.
Yeah.
My brain forgot about felonies and forgot I was in a foreign country. I walk off the bus to this fella, and I mean, I bitch slap him. And let me tell you, I bitch slapped this dude right in front of a military dude holding an AK-47. And he falls on the ground, he's bleeding and broke his glasses and stuff. And I was like, well, this is where I go to Egyptian jail right here.
I mean, if you're gonna go to jail anywhere, Egypt jail kind of sounds cool. I mean, it probably sucks. It's probably horrible, but
But the best part is, let me tell you how good the people in Egypt are. The dude that was with us told him what he did, and the guy with the AK-47 just started giggling and turned his head. And I went to bitch slapping him again. I was just like,
I think if I was to tell the whole story of why I don't like that guy to the police officer,
you breaking away with it too.
I think,
All right,
I,
sir.
I think they'd be like,
On your way.
shoot, not going, boy. But what I was getting to with that is, there's not a lot of people like you guys that are that entertaining, regardless of what you do.
Right.
So there will be such a huge decline going from this that is special. And I'm not just saying that because we're boys. It's obvious you was on a fucking TV show. Somebody had to think you were special at something else that you did. A lot of people follow you because of your comedy stuff that you do. Like, you're special outside of that. What are some of these people that are in radio that are trying to be entertaining? What are they special of besides reading a fucking sheet of paper or, fucking having a good tone to their voice?
But that's the disservice, like you were just saying. That's the disservice with radio.
Yeah.
Because that's the way everything's becoming. And all of these people out there, what's crazy is you look at like X Factor and the Idol and all of this stuff. It's bringing these people, it's giving them the chance to come forward and become a celebrity and show what they can do. And it's same thing, like you said, you start playing these songs and people have the opportunity to hear these songs and they're like, wow, this is really good. And it's the same thing with us, is you sit there and you go, wow, these guys are really good. Then all of a sudden you go back to that canned and then you're just back to the normal social norm of, okay.
I mean, I'm only saying because it's such a huge polar difference. I'm talking about opposite ends of the spectrum here. Is going from y'all's show to what's being done there now. It was already going to be a huge task for anybody because of y'all's big personalities. But it's going to go fucking straight down. If you think you was losing money before, pew! if you are in that mindset that you have to have somebody like that, this is what I would suggest. Go on TikTok right now. Find somebody in your area that's got 100,000 followers or up.
Yeah.
Offer them a job. Teach them how to read. The prep sheets and everything. If that's the way your mentality works, do that.
Yeah.
And they're still going to fail, more than likely, because not everybody's good at what you guys were doing or what I do. And you got to take pride in that. It's not being conceited or anything like that. I'm humble about the shit I do, but I'm better than a lot of people that do this.
Yeah.
And you guys were fucking obviously better than a lot of people.
But that's what puts you out front.
Yeah.
You have to be something different because it was just like Megan, and I don't mean to pick on Megan, but it's a canned show.
Yeah.
They buy the show and they play it, and everyone thinks Megan's sitting there in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
She's not in the studio.
I've never actually met her in my entire life in the 12 years that I've been there.
Yeah.
And she was gone before I got there,
Well, and then what's crazy is, you got all this stuff set up, yet you've got talent there, and we start streaming our show, and we would put our 4-hour show back out where it replays.
Yeah.
And during the daytime, we were getting better numbers during our daytime than we were during our morning show.
Yeah.
And it's
they're
because
listening in the morning, and then
but then everyone streams it across the U.S. because everyone starts waking up. I mean, we're here at a total different time zone. And people in Colorado, California, all that, they're not going to sit there and listen to it until midday, which is morning for them.
And then the other thing that really is another thing, we had another guy on there, just speaking of real quick. His name was Big Country. You remember Big Country, West James?
I don't remember. I think you introduced him
So
one time when I came down
he
there.
played nothing but old school country like you love. The Keith Whitleys, all the paycheck stuff, everything that's not slow, and you're going to drink some beers and you're going to cry about some girlfriends, ride around on a dirt road with your truck. He got fired for the same damn thing, for having a personality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, if you have a personality, it wasn't my cup of tea. All right. But damn, people liked him. You know what I mean? And yeah, he would throw some of his own songs in there every now and again. They were Nashville recorded songs, so don't get me wrong. But he recorded them in Nashville.
Yeah.
Wasn't my brand of song, but damn, it's people's songs. And, you know, why get rid of somebody that has a following that people like because of the old school thinking like you're talking about? You know, it's just like, why be jealous? Like, my worst thing, you had a TV show and now you think you're the shit. No, I don't, man. I had a TV show because I busted my ass to get a TV show.
Yeah, exactly.
And I portrayed a character that I come up with, and I did all this stuff. And then I tried to bring that to radio, and I did a damn good job of doing that. But I brought that I loved instead of bringing, like, bullshit canned stuff, you know?
The same generic shit.
Yeah, that everybody else does. And they're like, you know, you don't have the exact voice for radio. I'm like, my voice is just fine. I don't know what you're
Your voice is perfect on both of y'all's are for
but
radio.
it's, I mean, and then, you know, and you're doing
So
all
my
this
face
stuff.
isn't?
No.
You're saying our faces aren't good?
No,
He's
definitely
good
not.
for, yeah.
Yeah, like, look, he's
I
good.
used to have a black beard. So,
Yeah.
Now I look like Santa Claus's fat cousin Eli or something.
Ooh.
My name's Eli Claus. You know?
Fuck.
But I mean,
Yeah, but if you want to see his waist down shots, they're on the
Apparently,
internet.
Yeah,
they're
they're
on the-
somewhere.
Yeah.
they're on a website somewhere.
I just, if you're a business owner and you don't believe in growth or change, you're losing, you're hurting yourself. Like, there's one thing of being stuck in your ways, but then it's like, damn, am I willing to take the whole ship down because I'm stuck in my ways?
Yeah.
Think about fucking what television was
Yeah.
50 years ago. Think about the programming that was on. It has grown, it has developed, it has changed, it has morphed. All this shit into what it is now. And it still won't be what it is in 20 years. You have to grow with the times. And if doesn't matter what business you're in, if you're not growing with the times, you are killing yourself. You can't even blame it on employees.
Yeah.
You can't even blame it on anybody.
But wasn't it Blockbuster that was offered Netflix?
Yeah.
When they were first starting,
It said that on the
Blockbuster
reverse.
is going, no, they won't go to that platform. They'll always come in and rent a VHS.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I
Good
think-
call.
I think they were offered the distribution of it or something to start off with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good job, Blockbuster. How the fuck that turned out? And that's radio. I swear to God, that's radio right now. If you don't morph your station into something else, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Dude, MTV. I grew up listening to music videos. Now it's reality shows. Because I can go to my damn phone right here and I can listen to any
Yeah.
music video I want to listen to.
Thinking that you know more than billionaires
Yeah.
that own these companies.
Yeah.
Like, you own an entertainment company. You own an entertainment radio station. If you're not being entertaining, you're not going to get ratings. You're not going to get anybody to pay you attention. But also, speaking as somebody who was on the not program side, but the DJ side of it,
Yeah.
you got to allow people to be themselves. You got to allow people to be the reason why you hired them, the reason why you like them. You got to give them a little bit of rope. Like, if you're not cussing, if you're not saying sexually explicit things on terrestrial radio, if you're not, just straight up lying or putting your political beliefs out there or anything like that, and even some of that stuff, you can say a little bit about it. You just can't fucking say a whole hell of a lot about it. But you can be you, and everybody's going to love that. If you're forced to do that fucking generic bullshit, and you think that's what people want, no. Nobody gives a shit about that anymore because of the way the rest of the world is.
Well, people across town, let's say, for example, another radio station happens to be in our town. People are like, hey, man, they're doing the same thing you're doing now. And I'm like, well, yeah, because it freaking works.
Yeah.
Why do you think they're taking away their stuff and moving it to something that's... And that's the biggest part of flattery to me, is if I did something and somebody else copied it, copy the shit out of it. Have at it, dude.
Fuck yeah.
Do it to it and make as much money of it as you can, but thanks for the copy. You know what I mean? Obviously, I did something right.
As long as people know who the originator was, because I would tell a motherfucker in a heartbeat I came up with that idea.
Yep.
I don't mind if you do it, but you better tell somebody that I did it first.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Every time we would end the show, I would end it with, y'all take time to love somebody today, tomorrow, for the rest of your lives, blah, blah, blah. And I would say the name of the station. I'd be like, where we pledge allegiance, pray to the good Lord above, and play the music you want to
That was
hear.
what I said.
And I stole that from you, and I told you. Remember,
Oh,
I called
you did. I didn't know you still did that, though.
I did it. I've done it every day since I heard you do it on the first time.
Fuck yeah.
Because you know why? Because that works.
Yeah.
And I'll say it all the time. I'll be like, from my buddy Josh Terry. And I'll pop it out there. Because that's the best thing I've ever heard. You know what I mean? For radio. 100%. It was like, we pledge our allegiance, which you better. Our country is going to go to hell even worse than it already is. Play the music you want to hear. You know what I mean? And pray to the good Lord above. Because without those three things, why am I here?
Yeah.
Play the music you want to hear. Not play the music that's top 40.
Yeah. Let me tell you what I fucking pitched to these morons over here in Dublin, and they thought it was a bad idea. Okay. I wanted to do on Fridays, and it would have took a couple months to build. Doing it and if anybody in fucking Valdosta does this now without my permission, I will sue you.
Oh, they're listening.
Yeah, I hope
you know who's listening.
I know,
Yeah.
but it don't matter because Tobro couldn't pull this off. 100% couldn't pull this off. I wanted to do a military salute every Friday. I wanted to do Red Friday to where it's remember everyone deployed. Yeah. And I wanted it to be where we built the program up to where you started to put it all over social media, but you had families that send messages in. They like to read out on air.
Yeah.
Like short messages, like Twitter size messages, where it's quick, you can do it or whatever. I wanted to do that because we were streaming on a platform to where they were just starting this shit to where you had, people overseas that they were trying to get to listen and all this kind of stuff. What's a quick way to get an Air Force base to listen to you?
Everybody at the Air Force
If they
base.
fucking think that they're going to get a message from their folks on there. And they were like, I don't know about that. I was like, you think in terrestrial radio. I'm thinking in fucking global. And then, because here would be the pitch to the sponsors. Be like, hey, and this is how I know. You want me to come run your radio station? You throw me a shit ton of money and hire these guys back, and I'll fucking triple your ratings in a year on everything and your pocketbook. But it would have been where you could offer packages on Friday. That would have been something that you wasn't doing already just for the Red Friday stuff. Yeah. You're telling me that car dealerships and all these other stuff that are doing business with military in a military town aren't going to be like, we want to fucking sponsor the shit out of this. We want to come up with a thing that's like, hey, I'm going to say Low Toyota because that's the only one that's close to, Woody Butts because I rent from Woody Butts, my house. Woody Butts Automotive is driving your messages to your kid right from you, like overseas, wherever. Fucking whatever. Yeah. It would have been so easy to sell.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I mean, we would do a military salute at 6:50 every morning where we would talk about a veteran, that won the Medal of Honor or something like that. But that idea is phenomenal. Yeah. That's way better. I mean,
I quit pitching ideas to them.
Yeah.
I literally was like,
after that, why would you?
Yeah, it's like, that's gold.
Yeah. And especially like our town's a military town, and like
you would have fun killed.
This is the other thing that gets me is like that would have never worked where we're from because we got a guy there named Cass Birch that just sponsors everything. Cass Birch, drive it like you stole it, whatever. Yeah. But we couldn't do business with him because she didn't like him.
Yeah.
You got to take what you like and who's giving you money and separate them.
Yeah. See, I like to listen to people that have a shit ton more money than I do.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they got it figured out and I don't.
Yeah, 100%.
And Michael Jordan has one of my favorite quotes of all time. They asked him one time why he didn't get into politics, and he said, because Democrats buy shoes just like Republicans.
Damn Skippy.
I'm not out to fucking, I want my pocketbook to be fucking stacked. I ain't worried about, I'll sell somebody an ad right now on this podcast. Now, look, I will be real because I am a cunt. If I don't like you a lot, I will upcharge that bitch. But I'm taking your money. I feel like I won. I feel like you knew that my show was so good for your business that even though we might not be best friends, we're not like each other, you knew you wanted to be on my show.
Yeah.
I'll take your money.
You ever had, this happened to us because I found out about it what day was that thing at the school? Was that Monday or Tuesday?
That was Friday.
Last Friday. Last Friday, I found out that this is no crap. One of the sponsors saw me at Sports Clips where I was getting my stepson Austin's haircut. He walks up and he's like, hey, man, what happened? And I told him the story. And he's like, what is she talking about? Y'all ain't got no sponsors. He had been trying to do a sponsorship on our show for years. And he was told there's no more room on the morning show for sponsors. So he had to go to the afternoon show. He sat there and I'm like, and this whole time we're getting told, you're not getting no sponsor. Well, if you're turning down sponsors and putting them in the afternoon, no wonder.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But we even were coming up with ways. Like I sat there, I would sit in there each morning and I'm listening to it. And you're listening to 92.9 All American Country. And I'm going, why aren't we selling those ads? Why aren't we having somebody read those? Because if we're going to play them for free, Why aren't we selling that as an ad and having somebody go, "Hi, I'm John from what's his name's doctor's office.
we saw
You're
one-
listening to 92," and we had 3 of them lined up.
People love to hear themselves on fucking
done
That's
radio.
exactly
Say
right.
that shit so quick.
Yep.
We had one of our girls, Venus, who's one of my scuba divers. She owns a travel company. And what was the name of her travel company?
Yeah,
Come on, I know you got it on there.
I'll
But anyway, so Venus is like, she didn't want to do the commercial. I'm like, yeah, you want to do the commercial. It says, "Hi, this is Venus from so-and-so travel agency. You're listening to 92.9. Why are we not selling that? And we get told because it has to be the same voice every time.
No,
Why?
Absolutely not.
Why? Like you get on our...
Damn, does that mean you have to listen to the same artist play just their songs all day?
I know.
That makes no sense.
Makes no sense. Like, and I was there 12 years. 2 commercials I cut in 12 years.
No
The
shit.
rest of it is afternoon guy commercials, and it was the other guy that worked there commercials. And I'm like, I wonder why nobody else let me do a commercial. And then so I found out, I think it's because you get paid to do the commercials maybe
Yeah.
or something. And they're just like, we're not paying him. And I'm like,
I'm telling you, they lost out on you guys. Like you are not the ones you find. Like that's the thing. Like it's just not. It's just fucked up, dude.
like, oh, and liners. You know, this is the Josh Terry podcast, right? So I try to get a freaking liner in there that says you're listening to the Big Show at Kraken and Cutter. 3 months. I haven't got a new liner put in there in 5 years.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why can't we change the liners up? We've got liners that are like, hey, this is the Fiji Water girl. Like, is Fiji Water paying us? No. So you need something that is like, he's 300 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal. You know what I mean? In the morning. And, you know, you need stuff.
You gotta make it to where whatever you're doing for promotional shit. Like the stuff I put on social media is my promotional stuff for the show.
Yeah.
You got to make it to where it is a reflection of you.
But we were
Yeah.
making our own. I was singing freaking songs on there, making
Oh
up
my God.
new A-Team. Like we had an A-Team one
Hell
about
yeah.
us. We had what was the other ones? We had,
Gilligan's Island was my
Gilligan's
favorite.
Island. We had
So he'd go in there, remake the song of Gilligan's Island.
but I'd
to go
write
with
it
the
for
show.
our show.
And it'd be the opener of each hour. You know, it'd be like, warning, what you're about to hear is nothing but satire and blah, blah, blah. And then you put it out there and you're just like, oh my God, that is hilarious. Like,
See, that's fun.
All in the Family. We did all of these ones, and everyone loved them. They're like, "This is freaking hilarious."
Well, it's,
You know?
it's different. I mean, you're creating content. People don't understand that reading content that somebody else has wrote is not funny to most people.
No.
They don't understand that, hey, if I say, oh, I'm Borat, or something like I'm stealing movie lines,
Yeah.
that doesn't make you fucking funny.
no, not at all.
No, like you have to be able to come up with your own shit. That is why comedians, writers, everything like that, like they stand out. You guys stand out. Who the fuck is going to come up with content there now? Like, who's going to come up with something original?
No,
Oh, they
People
won't because they're
only-
buying it. You know,
Yeah,
go
people
buy a
on-
content.
yeah. If I know that I'm going to tune into a show in Valdosta, Georgia, and I'm going to hear the same fucking tidbit of information and bullshit that I'm going to hear in Washington or fucking California or somewhere away from us, like, why? This doesn't identify with me. This
Yeah.
doesn't. I don't feel personal about like listening to this. There's nothing about this that makes me feel at home.
Yeah, I can either talk about like, hey, Hunter Biden did this or that, or I can sit there and be like, you know what? There's a dude in Florida that got caught with a dildo and an alligator.
Yeah.
And you're like, I want to hear that story.
Well, right there, clickbait, dildo and alligator, 92.9. You're gonna get 10,000 more listeners for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Or they're gonna sure keep listening.
Yeah,
Going,
like-
oh crap, I gotta listen in another 10 minutes.
Like, what
They're-
happened
yeah.
there? You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
yeah.
That's the stuff me and him are putting out constantly. Like, and Tobro, it was this morning. It was like there was a whole segment that lasted maybe 7-8 minutes about what's this sound? Name the sound. Who the freak cares? It was a microwave door. Who cares?
That's stupid.
You know, like, and then you have people calling in, and the funny part is, dude, when you have to get your buddies to call in
Yeah.
and tell everybody how cool you are, that's not so cool. Like,
He did.
That's what everybody
He
can
did
do.
fucking what?
now listen to
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Tobro this morning, what is it? I don't even know what the date is. The 11th of December. Tobro this morning is on there, and he's like, all right, this person called in. And he's like, oh, I know you. Remember from blah, blah, blah. So you have all your friends call in and be like, oh, your show's great, man. They're going to love this. And I'm just like,
Oh, you're the
Is
best
that-
show ever.
is this necessary? And he had one dude call in twice with different names. And you're like, that's the same guy.
Fucking loser.
But I mean, and so not even And the reason that you listen is because I'm just like, we were driving up here and I was like, oh, I guess I'll listen to it. Because people are sending me messages. I got 57 messages between Valdosta and Cochran today of people going, what the ever-loving hell is this?
Yeah.
And I can't pronounce, I ain't going to say what some of the messages say because, holy Christ.
It was pretty bad.
But it's like, be original with something. And it's just like,
They're incapable. They're
if
incapable.
you have your, like if I was to be like, Cutter, call up and use 2 names and talk to me on the telephone, tell me how cool I am. I couldn't go home because I would be embarrassed. My wife would be like, yeah, Cutter, call. What are you, an idiot? I'm married to a redhead. She'll call my ass out in a second.
You know what's funnier? People like, well, I don't know if y'all have done it. That's what I've done. If I had to do a stupid bit like that and nobody was calling in because it was so stupid, I would start making fun of how stupid it was. I would start being like, fuck. Like, guys, come on now. Jesus Christ. Like, I know this is a horrible game.
Yeah.
But, like, this is what I got to do.
Yeah.
Like,
Please
just
call in.
Guess. Like, and it's not a microwave board. Like, like, I would have started picking on myself. I wouldn't have been like, oh, I'm going to get some false validation here. Like, I'm going to, fuck that shit. That shit is lame.
But having your friends call in to tell people how cool you are
yeah, you're a fucking
is
loser.
not cool.
No.
And everybody sees through it. You know what I mean? If you don't think people are seeing through it, then you're wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling you. And I don't want to see her fail. I don't
No,
want to
not at all.
I don't want to ever see anybody fail.
Not at all.
Like,
never.
Even Tobro. I hope Tobro succeeds at something in life, but I hope he would quit being a fake ass bitch. Like, and I don't know another way to put it. Like, I don't like people that shake my hand in my face and talk shit about me behind my back.
100%.
I'm never gonna do it. I'd rather you have enough balls about you to be like, I don't fucking like you. I'm gonna make it public. I'm not gonna run around and tell everybody else how bad you are at what you do, and then like it's like, okay, well, fuck this guy. But like, I even want to see him do good at something, just not this.
Our big riff at the radio was like between our show and the afternoon show. Big old rift after September. We put in new TVs. We put in, I don't think I talked about this. We put in new TVs. We put in new computers. I paid for it all. Put it all in there myself. I paid for it all because there wasn't the money or budget for it, whatever. And I wanted to try and see if something works. So I made it all. First day, Cutter puts it in there. Cutter is in studio, vacuuming, cleaning, doing stuff I don't want to do. And he puts it, we put it in there. We get a phone call. I'm sitting in his minivan, which, by the way, Cutter drives a minivan, people. So I drive an F-350 that takes up all the gas in the world, and he drives a minivan that's electric. So don't say we don't care.
Yeah.
One of us does. But so we get in there, and and the guy in the afternoon calls and cusses him out like a dog for 10 minutes. You're the dumbest son
like
of a
screaming
blah,
at
blah,
me.
blah, blah.
Why?
Like, well, I set up the whole studio, and I'm not an idiot. Like, I've got an electric background, all this stuff. I know what I'm doing. So I set up the whole studio, beautiful. Everything's running, wonderful, blah, blah, blah. He's just chewing my butt, screaming and yelling, you F this all up, and I've got, sponsors, and I'm the most sponsored show.
Most paid sponsored show.
Most paid sponsored show.
Why do you have to say that? Like, why are you the most paid sponsor? We get it.
Because he was the only one selling his ads.
Yeah, that's true.
So he's going on and on and on. Literally 10 minutes, and we're both looking at him.
I'm like,
Kraken's being quiet. He's over there just being quiet because I'm like, just don't let him know you're here because, blah, 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 blah. It goes on. Finally, all of a sudden he goes, oh, I had the mute button hit on YouTube.
So we put all this stuff in. My man is trying to play YouTube over the radio.
Yeah.
Why in the hell would you try to play YouTube on the radio? First off, it's not
I used to do
studio
it. I
quality.
used to turn the pods all the way down.
Yeah.
Because we had one that was connected to the computer.
Yeah.
So that way it would look like I played what I was supposed to. I'm a fucking sneaky bitch, boy. When I figured that out, I was like, fuck this programmer. Like, I'm finna play what the fuck I want to. If you turn your pod all the way down, you know what?
Well, I would play that on my laptop, so I'm bringing out quality, iTunes quality music.
Yeah.
Well, he was bitchy grabbing it because he forgot to turn the mute off on YouTube. Like every one of us, when we go to YouTube, you have to press the little mute button. And he's like, oh man, I forgot to turn the mute off.
So you just chewed my butt out for 10 minutes.
So I sent him a message, and I was like, Frank, man, if I come up here and tear into that ass right now, I would. You don't talk to people like that. Yeah. And I straight up called him out. Called him out to the boss lady. Called him out to everybody. I'm like, don't have that motherfucker around me no more. I ain't dealing with him. Get him out of here. And I'm straight to his face with it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was straight
because
I wrote him quite a message.
But I'm going to stick up for my boy because he didn't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to back down. I don't give a crap. who you are.
Well, but I even offered. I'm like, dude, I'll drive to the station right now and find out what's going on.
But zero apology. You fuck up, you cuss somebody out, you do all that, and zero. My bad, bro. No.
No, that's not good.
We
No.
good?
No, we
We
good.
good?
He sent him
No.
a message and said, we good. And I was like, lose my freaking number. Don't fuck with me. I'm done with you. And then afterwards, you see him like taking things and that are like our ideas and different things like that. And then you're just like, be original, mother humper. You know
Well,
what I mean?
that's the thing that they can't create their own, so then they have to leech off other people.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen with that radio station and others, just honestly not trying to single them out again, is if you don't have people that are actually original, you don't have people that can do something different, you don't have people that can do more than just read a prep sheet, you're going to fail. You're going to fail horribly. And it makes no sense to me. Like the old way of thinking does not work with this at all. I'm not shitting you. You could give me the program position there now. And if you were to do that, I would hire you guys back. I would boost everybody's fucking social media.
Oh, yeah.
We would stop looking at it as just a radio station. We would stop selling ads just as a radio station. We would look at it as a media hub. And,
You got to.
And it would fucking blow up. And I can say media hub and all this kind of shit because they're not going to be able to do it.
No.
They don't have the personality to do it.
No.
They don't have the creative to do it. Like me and you and Cutter, we can sit here for 20 minutes and come up with an original idea to put on social media today. A bit to talk about. We just had done an hour and a half podcast with no script, no nothing, bullshitting. I challenged the people at that radio station to do a podcast for an hour and a half and see which one is more entertaining, this or that.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you can't. The creativity that's in this room between all of us is what you need if you are a disc jockey, if you are a social media personality.
But like you said,
it's not
that's
there.
gone. That's gone.
Yeah.
You know, they have totally got to the point. You just read a script, and that's what she wanted.
Yeah.
And you know what? She hired somebody to do it.
Yeah.
Or I'm assuming. I like I said, I don't know the guy, but she hired somebody to read a script and play the same music that you hear all day long, and it's not a thing.
That ain't gonna do shit, dude.
No,
It ain't gonna do fucking shit.
I know.
And honestly, it ain't just Tobro. You can put anybody in that position and not give them creative freedom to be entertaining, and you're gonna fucking
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna shit in the bed.
You try to make me do what they're doing now, and I would have walked out. I'd be like, I can't play my music. I can't be entertaining. You want me to read this? No, I quit. I would have walked
Well, it
out.
takes away from you because I remember that was a conversation over there. They wanted to scale me back, and it's like you hired me for me.
Yeah.
You have
That's like her telling him, scaled Kraken back. No, if you don't let me go be me,
yeah.
why would you hire me if you don't want to be me?
I'm not gonna. And what's crazy is they think that we would be good at their shit.
Yeah.
We're not.
No.
I know I won't be. I can be great at what I do, and that's why you hired me. If you start telling me I got to do your shit, I'm not gonna be good at it.
Well, she was screaming when she was getting to fire us. She was screaming at me because I told her I needed a direct feed to be able to do the streaming. And she's like, no one has access to the direct feed and all this stuff, and you're not going to control the tower. And I'm going,
I don't want to control the
what are
towers.
you- I just need a direct audio feed to hook up my computer so we can stream the stuff. And she screamed, she's like, well, you need to learn the terminology and you just sound like an idiot. And I'm going, sweetheart, I'm not here. I haven't worked radio for 30 years to learn all the little words that you call,
Terminology.
Now I have fucked that up. Now I would say this because she is old school. They are so used to that shit meaning one thing that when I was over there, I remember saying shit to some older people there, and they would look at you like you were fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, my bad. I didn't fucking know that. How about you just explain to me? Because in my world, this just means something else.
Yeah,
Like, I'm not
100%.
trying to go
Our
against-
terminologies may be different. We're meaning the same thing. So I'd be like, learn the terminology, you moron. How about we work this together?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. I know what you're saying. Thank you.
Yeah.
or
like-
explain this to me a little bit better. What do you need?
It's just, it was
Can't do that.
crazy, dude.
I'll put this challenge out there, and then we'll get done with this. I think you guys, the way I look at shit now is I want to imagine where I'm going to be in 5 years compared to the people that are competing with me.
Yeah.
the people that are in my place now. And it's just like, in 3 years since I've left that station, since I got fired, I have murdered them. In 3 years, by doing me, by doing what I think works, by believing in myself, gambling on myself, I have crushed them. And I know you guys are going to be the same way. They're going to want you back. And actually, I would almost bet you after this podcast, if she was to swallow her pride, she seems like a very prideful person.
She is, and she should be. She worked her
But-
ass off as a woman.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got a lot of respect for her. I
Yeah.
hate how this has gone down, but I have a lot of respect for her.
Me too.
That's the only reason why I'm telling you I'm bashing Tobro for a fucking reason, because I don't want to see you get hurt. But I think she'll even reach out after this and be like, if she listens to it, I'm sure she will, and be like, okay, some of that shit might make sense now. Maybe coming from other people sometimes is what you need.
Yeah.
And like, because I know there's a lot of folks like nobody likes to admit if they own a business that their employees know better than them.
Yeah.
Like, and now that you're not an employee right now, it's almost like, okay, maybe that idea does work. Like, maybe that does, because I'd love to see y'all work shit out, mainly so he gets fired. But I'm a petty bitch, boy.
Dude, I've heard you say that a lot. I am King Petty.
No, King
And I've
Petty.
I've never thought I was King Petty until the fact that I would almost go to the other station in town
Yeah,
with my ratings just to make it so they don't get beans and cornbread.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, when somebody disrespects you in the way that y'all guys were disrespected, the way I was disrespected, people don't realize the chip that puts on your shoulder. Like that's gas in my fucking tank.
Dude, I'm walking out of there as the number, and according to the spring numbers, the number 3 morning show in a 40-count area.
Yeah.
Behind Steve Harvey, who, God bless Steve Harvey, because he's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Fuck
I'm
Steve,
not beating
amazing.
Hard Starter. I'm not beating
I am
Steve
too.
Harvey. You know what I mean? I would love to be Steve Harvey.
Oh,
I would,
absolutely, dude.
100%. And like a point, like if we were like a 6'7", I think they were like a 6'9" or something like that, behind another show that plays tons of different variety of music,
Yeah.
pop music and stuff like that. But to be a country station in today's age where everybody hates everything and be the number 3 rated show
Oh, yeah, dude.
in your area, and I can only imagine what the numbers are about to hit this time. I hope they're
Because it was our first 3 months
Yeah,
of
like
full
together.
time,
Yeah.
5 days
I just
a week.
want to, and I just want to be like, what are you thinking? Like,
You can't. You cannot let like your anger or you thinking that you know everything fuck up your business.
no, 100%.
You can't. Like, there's also hell. You can say sorry. Like, you can
Yeah.
say sorry. I turned down a couple different radio shows because I was like, you know what? If this is what I've got to deal with, I don't want to fucking go work in radio.
No.
And I got lucky with iHeart and some other stuff.
Yeah.
Right off the bat. But like, you guys, you could do whatever. You could do podcasts. You could do radio, and it be entertaining to where other people can't. And if they don't realize that now, they'll figure it out real fucking quick that it is the person that's in there.
Oh yeah.
It is the person driving that car.
I'd stay pissed a little bit because you're about to use my numbers to tell other advertisers what you're about to offer,
Yeah.
and you're not offering that. You went from offering something good with Cutter and I to fucking Tobro.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, oh my god.
Hey, look, I'll make it as public as possible. Like, I'm telling you, I really wish I was. And King Petty thing is something that I've done a lot of self-discovery
Yeah.
the past year, especially like a lot of mushrooms. But I microdose. I microdose it is very, very healthy for you to microdose.
Is that
your
that beeswax stuff you're wearing on your shirt?
Yeah, some of it. Some of it's from Canada. Some of it's very. I just ordered LSD. Yeah, you know. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. Shout out to Sunset City in Canada. No police officers need to listen further in this, but I have gone on this huge psychedelic trip to where if you watch some documentaries about why we've been told they were bad our whole lives, it's stupid. It is all 100% bullshit. Everybody that I know that is a creative person loves microdosing. Microdosing is you just get the positive mental effects from it and you do not trip. Like, you don't see crazy shit. There's people that they're giving ketamine to a lot of veterans now to fix their PTSD. So, like, everything that we've ever been told was literally because it's fucked up. Big Pharma wanted to push opioids and push people being on pills. Of course, they're not going to push shit that's grown naturally. They just legalized weed almost everywhere recently because you can't hide it no more.
Well, you look at the artists that do smoke; they come up with the best stuff. Now, I've never smoked, drank, or anything. I ain't even drank coffee. I'm so damn stupid. But like,
Do drugs. They're amazing. This is not the just say no place.
Nancy Reagan fucked me up back in the 80s.
Fuck Nancy Reagan.
But like, but saying that, they're the most creative people alive.
Yeah.
Like, how has Snoop Dogg put out 700,000 songs and they're all good for the most part? You know what I mean? Something creative is in there that's just like,
I can't think of the name of the theory, but it's a really cool one, and I think a lot of people are starting to subscribe to it more. So there's no real explanation of why our brains have grew from being cavemen to where we're at now, right?
Yeah.
Nobody can just say like in that amount of time, because there's been animals that have been alive that entire time.
Why didn't they grow?
Why didn't they do it, right?
Yeah.
The theory is behind it that mushrooms were a form of food. And people started eating mushrooms because they were easy to pick, all this kind of stuff. They're easy to find. And they think now that people eating mushrooms back in the day is what has started to develop our brain growth.
Oh, wow.
And all kind of stuff. Like because there's even people now to where you can go get a ayahuasca treatment. You can do all this other shit and everything now. And it's curing the trauma, the bullshit in your brain. And it is wonderful. Like all the shit that has just fucked you up and made you the way you are.
Like somebody got like touched or something. Maybe it's having them just let it go.
Yeah, it helps you come to terms with shit.
Yeah.
And it is fucking amazing. There's a Netflix documentary called How to Change Your Mind. Watch it.
I'm going to go take a look at that.
Dude, it's so fucking good. And like mushrooms don't get you high. You're just happy. Like you can still do, if you're microdosing, which is 1,000 milligrams or less.
As long as it don't make me hungry because I'm already fat.
Oh, you know what it does? It doesn't make you hungry, but it makes everything you eat fucking great.
Wow.
Like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I swear by these son of a bitches now. And I've never done drugs.
Yeah.
I've never been the type.
Does it look like I need something to tell my body that's great? All right, I eat anything. All right.
You're doing good. But anyway, dude, I know y'all gonna land on your feet. Like, I know that. I hope they hear this. I hope they realize they've made.
Oh, you know,
mistake.
when we put it on social media, they're gonna hear it. So.
Oh yeah, they'll hear it today by 1 o'clock? They'll hear it today by 3. We'll kill their drive at 5.
It already is. So, yeah.
We'll fucking kill that.
Well, it's Monday. It's all canned anyway.
Yeah,
it's all
it's all
pre-recorded.
canned. Yes.
Well, y'all can't come back at us because you ain't in the studio. And I know, I'm just going to go ahead and say this. Toe Bro, if you even post one thing on Facebook, I swear to God, I will put the number to 92.9 on my social media, and I will tell everybody that you are a diddler and a toe lover, and I will have 5,000 people call you every
But the phones are still
single day.
down. Just to let you know.
Well, they one working, but most of them.
One of them, yeah. One of the other phone lines.
Had more
I
since
don't
the
know
hurricane.
if they are truly down or they just didn't pay the bill. But the other 2 phone lines don't work. So for the last
3
3
months.
months, we've had no other phone lines. So everyone calls the request line
Freaking
for
crazy,
business
man.
work. It's nuts.
Oh, yeah, they're
Yeah.
fucked. Like, if that's it, I'm telling you.
Dude, here's something funny. My buddy Nick, he's like, let me tell you what my little redneck kids are doing. So all the little rednecks from the middle schools in Lake Park area have been calling the radio station, right? And not one time would I ever tell you to do this. But all these little kids are calling, and they'll answer the phone. They'll be like, 92.9. They're like, you suck. Where's Kraken and Cutter?
Oh, that's fire. That is fucking
And he was
great.
like, you know what? I would be mad at my child about doing that, but that's just funny.
Yeah. I had a lot of people that wanted to do that, and at the time I was like, I'm just gonna take the high road.
I did, but I didn't do it. I didn't tell them to do it. But that's just funny.
Now I would tell them to fucking blast that number.
Well, and we had the package. It was called birthdays and anniversaries, and we would have the call in, and people would call in, and we would have hundreds of names.
So on the weekends, like hundreds. Each day, minimum like 20 to 50.
Oh, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nuts. So you're just reading off all these names. And now they're sitting there. It's funny because, we're hearing people going, well, there was only like 4 people that called in for a birthday
4 people.
today.
Like normally
And I'm
you have
going,
20 to 50, We got
Yeah.
4.
So,
I'm like, well, that sucks.
It's
Plus,
just-
all the sponsors walked away too. As soon as we left, like we got all sorts of calls from
man.
sponsors. They were just calling one after the other. Where are you guys going? We'll follow you.
The cool
Where you
part is
going?
we used to have the largest birthday and anniversary package in the business.
Yeah.
Always said that, you know.
Thousands
Kraken's got the
of
largest
dollars.
package in the business. Well, now they got the smallest package in the business. That sucks.
Yep.
They got the
But more power
shittiest
to 'em.
package in the building too.
But if you do send a toe pick, you get an extra peripheral treatment, right? Ain't that just it?
Ooh. I don't even want to go.
My
down that
toes
route.
don't even look pretty, and I'll send him one, I guess, maybe.
I want to roast him so bad, but I just feel like I'm just focusing on him. I want that shit to get worked out.
I do.
I do.
I just want Miss Kells. I said her name there, but I just wish that
That's
she
okay.
would. I just want her to know that I still love her to death.
Yeah.
Great human being. I appreciate everything she ever did for me,
Yeah.
from the bottom of my heart, and I have zero bad feelings
Yeah.
towards her as a human.
Yeah.
But you gotta get your stuff fixed,
Yeah.
and ain't nothing I can do to help you.
Kales, I'll come down there and help you. I mean, you paying me. I will, but I will give you a list of shit to do and who to put in the right position. You already got the fucking stars. I mean, I'm serious. And I know that you probably think I'm just bullshitting with you because you're my buddy.
Yeah.
But no, like, I have not heard anybody else on terrestrial radio be able to do what you do that is not in a fucking John Boy and Billy market.
Yeah.
You know,
I appreciate that. I
Yeah,
really
like
do.
I do. I think what y'all had going on was really fucking good.
It was special for
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
It was. That's. If I got a phone call from up where I'm back from one time, and they were like, "Hey, you want to come do a show here?" And I can't because I don't want to move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I would love to
get
go.
it.
I would love to go to Chattanooga, Tennessee, and blow it up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't because my kids are down here, and I don't want to go anywhere. You know what I mean? Just like you didn't want to come to, couldn't come to Valdosta because you got Gracie up here.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would be so uncreative around her. Like, that's the thing. Like, you have to be around in a good atmosphere for you outside of work for what you do, for you to be good at what you do.
For the videos that I see of you and her on TikTok and the face Snapchats and stuff, that is the most awesome relationship between a father and a daughter that I may have ever seen in my life. Because it's real.
100%.
People put that fake stuff out there every day. You put the real stuff out there.
Yeah.
That's really what happens. We really cuss at our kids every now and again. We really do.
I threatened to punch mine in the fucking face yesterday. And it was like, you want to call law? Call him, but I'm still going to punch you in the fucking face.
But, you know, we try to do everything perfect right there, so we put this image out. But as a human, you make mistakes.
Yeah.
You know, and being able to admit your mistakes or show that you have human or show that you do make mistakes, that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what you got to be in life. And if you're not, then, you know, this
But
is
I'm
why so
telling
many
you-
people are fake at church.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying?
Absolutely. I know one that's real fake at church.
But what's the sad side of it is you go into this and it's your best friend, you know, like we're buds, and you enjoy going to work except the politics of it.
Yeah.
You know, but the good thing was we went in there, we would be gone, and most of the time no
Before
employee
anybody
was
showed
there
up.
before we were in there. So 10 o'clock, no one's even there, and we're out the door and we're gone.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have to put up with anybody. So the real, like, them pushing us or whatever, we really wouldn't see unless we had some sort of meeting or she texted us.
Yeah.
And it was after, you know, we get terminated, it was kind of funny because we're calling each other at 7 a.m. going, hey, man,
Hey, man, what you doing?
what's up?
I'm
you
taking
know?
the kid to school now
Yeah, I
in the
know.
mornings. and I'm
They're like driving by each other at
Hey,
school
remember
now.
when we used to have fun in the mornings?
Yes. And you miss
It's so stupid.
It's fucking
It
funny.
is.
Because you're awake anyway. I've been waking up for 12 years, man. You know, you're just like, well.
Now we're on the phones doing our own comedy
Oh, yeah.
bit with each other.
My wife
Hey,
says,
man.
between the hours of 6 and 6:30, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom or take a shower because that's my time. You were normally gone. Now I have to deal with you.
Yeah.
So,
I think what I would do if I was y'all, just because this is what I would do because I'm petty as fuck. I think that I would start recording about 5 hours, like y'all, like how we're doing it now. For hour 45 right now, hour 48. I would sit around, just pick one day out of the week, and I'd do like a fucking 5-hour show, like just then, and I'd release an hour a day. Every fucking day when you was on radio,
Yeah.
and just let them just get no attention.
But that's what's funny is we're getting texts every. I got one on the way up here, and the guy texts me and goes, "Is your live show on today? Because this sucks."
Yeah.
And I'm going, no, our live show's not on today. We're going to just do them podcasts on
That
Fridays.
same shit happened, dude, when I got fired.
Yeah.
And I'm not even, I just don't like the people that was over there. Like, I don't like how the way it was handled. I had a lot of respect for everybody over there. I don't like how they have been two-faced about it. Say one thing on radio, but something else really happened. Outside of that, I think there are some talented people over there. I think that they're so stuck in their ways, though. The thing that benefits y'all, you're already doing your character stuff places you go, and you have already been on TV, and you know how to be a personality. The rest of that shit is just the stuff that's dying out.
Yeah.
Your stuff still, you have room for growth.
Yeah.
Where they are unable to.
Yeah, I hope so. I really
I do.
Boy,
Anyway.
I got a little bit of room for growth.
I don't know. You about to pop, bro.
Pushing the freaking tonnage right here, buddy.
I got in trouble by his
your
wife.
damn couch
She's
holding me
like,
up.
Matt's getting fat because he's hanging out with you. And I was like, how is that my damn fault? I didn't do it. And I'd bring a Twinkie in there or like a little Debbie every morning and show it to him.
Well, what'd you have? You had fucking Bojangles every time I walked in there.
Yeah,
Any
well,
fucking
Bojangles
time.
our greatest sponsor ever, by the way.
Every day you would come in with Bojangles.
I eat a
I'm like,
biscuit every morning. I mean, I don't know what to I don't eat cereal or nothing. I have a Bojangles biscuit. Same biscuit with no damn sauce on it every morning.
That's cool.
You pull up and the lady will be like, you want one or you bringing one to Cutter? And I'd be like, no, it's not Friday. I ain't paying for two till Friday. And I'm still trying to figure out why Bojangles was charging me for biscuits. I mean, I really talked about them a lot. So free biscuits, please.
Yeah.
Bojangles, I want biscuits.
Especially now, free biscuits.
Yes,
please.
now we're fired. We don't have a
We're
job.
homeless. Yeah.
Bojangles, I don't want biscuits. I want money. So
there
you got the best biscuits ever if you put some shit in my bank account. You know what I'm saying? We'll push that shit.
And if you're
Bojangles, baby.
And if you're pulling off exit 13 in Valdosta and you see us out there with Will DJ for food signs,
That's funny.
If you could freaking throw us, a coin or two,
Yeah.
it'd be
Yeah, we
nice.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
That's what we should do is just sit out on the side of the road.
We should.
Till 10, and then I got to go open my dive shop. So I gotta
Oh, dude, I'm so petty. I would fucking across the street there. I'd set up like a lemonade stand. I would. I'd set up a lemonade stand or something like this. Just trying to pay my bills. I would be in their face. That's. I've said it. I don't know if you've ever heard me say this. The first big contract that I signed, and like I'm doing good. I would step out on a limb to say I made more money than that radio station did last year by having my own studio and everything and all this kind of stuff. But I haven't hit one of these big exclusive deals yet. I know they're coming. I've turned down some that wasn't the right specs for me. But the first big one I get, I'm buying the billboard. That's in front of that fucking place.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm putting the Josh Terry podcast up there on that billboard. And I'm going to be #1 in Georgia. And right in front of their fucking faces.
For the next
every
5 years.
single morning.
I pay for it for
I
5
will.
years.
I will pay for that bitch in advance. Like somebody said the other day, he's like, that's a bad way to spend. No, it's not. You fucking made me so mad. I'm a crash test dummy.
Yeah.
That when I know that I'm right in a situation and I know that you're the one that tried to fuck me over, oh no, I will go to the ends of the earth to prove that I'm fucking right.
Yep.
Or
See, but that's super petty. And
Super.
but let me just say something. I purchased the webpage for riversradiogroup.com.
She didn't have the money for it.
I have a 5-year ownership of that web address. So if anybody is looking for riversradiogroup.com, any radio stations that would like to have it transferred to their station, please give me a call.
do y'all know the story behind? Is it the Dallas Cowboys? I might be telling this wrong. The Dallas Cowboys website. Oh, this is fucking wonderful. So there was some guy that when the internet started up
Yeah.
was a fucking genius. He saw it before everybody else. I'm talking about like in the early 90s. He bought the .coms for professional sports teams.
Oh, nice.
He bought them. So he owned the domain for, I believe, and I might be telling this all fucking wrong, but I believe it was the DallasCowboys.com. He owned that. This dude got fucking paid by Jerry Jones. Like, I mean, what are you going to do? That's what I would do with that. I'd be like, fuck them. I'll sell this shit.
Right now, if you look it up, it's a bunch of sponsorship for the Big Show.
Yeah, that's our whole page.
They're really fucking themselves.
Yep.
They're really shooting
Yep.
themselves in the foot.
And then she's like, well, I need the passwords to everything. I'm like, we paid for it. Why am I
Yeah,
giving
when
you
you
a password?
cut me a check to pay the bill for all of this, I will be more than happy to turn it over to you.
Rivers Radio
But
Group
until that
at
time,
Gmail. She's
yes.
like, I got to have that back. And I was like, I bought it. How do you get it back? Like,
Well, anything you created, you don't have to get back.
no.
Oh, no, I'm aware of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can promise.
So anybody that needs some advertising on that one, please let me know.
God, I like you guys.
Yeah.
We're gonna do this like once a month.
Hey, man, I'm down.
Y'all, we'll help once y'all get y'all show going and everything. We'll promote it, some stuff too. Yeah, we'll have to do this
absolutely,
shit like
man.
once a month. And since y'all will have everything down there too, I can come down. We'll switch out months or something.
be
I'll
cool.
come down there,
Yeah.
record with y'all guys next month. Y'all come up here the next. We'll just go back and forth.
Well, just let me know, and I'll get you on riversradiogroup.com.
I might buy it from you.
Oh, okay.
I might hold it over somebody's head.
I hadn't thought of that. Yes.
You want it?
Yes. Well, you could put an ad up for a certain DJ there you don't like.
Oh God, you know what? I think
Am I just giving bad ideas here or what?
you just don't understand. Like, I hate this motherfucker. I don't hate nobody no more.
Well,
And
you know what? I will
will.
give you a space on there if you would like.
I'll
you
take
know?
it. I didn't realize till we did this show, and honestly, it's just something that has not. I hadn't had a chance to talk about ever on here.
Yeah.
Like never. Nobody's ever knew who this dickhead was. Or whatever, and then like the people that I did know over in Dublin, they didn't like him at all, but they were scared to talk about him because of like they was like he'll post on my Facebook or whatever. Post on my Facebook, motherfucker, and see.
Just
if I don't
creates
send-
traffic.
I will
Don't care.
send out 1,000 people a day to harass the fuck out of you. I will make every TikTok. I think I got 350,000 people that follow me on there. I'll make every TikTok for a fucking month about you. Like, and I will post a radio station on there. I will ruin you. Like, I haven't done it. I'd say one goddamn word.
Yeah, but you know what's funny too? Is when you get on Spotify and you go play 92.9 All American Country.
It's us.
It plays our podcast now.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Be careful what you tell us to buy and you don't pay us for it. Yeah.
Man, shit. Y'all fucked. I love it. See? Being petty's fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
It is fun.
When you know they're
That you're
fucked
right.
without you.
Or that you're right and you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah. I still don't understand why you were fired. And it's not I don't understand why you were fired from a creative standpoint because I know you.
Honestly, I don't think we were. I think it truly came down to money, and they got somebody that's willing to work for probably 1/4. And I'm guessing, but I'm guessing he's probably working for 1/4 of what that show was costing. And when you're going out of money, what do you do? You got to do what you got to do.
You want to hear something that's even more sad? This is what pissed me off. So, and I'll tell you how good of a man Cutter is for not doing this. So she brings me one of the guns that I let her borrow. I walk out the door to put it in my truck. And as soon as I walk out the door, she turns around and says, "Hey, can I call you later to offer you a job?" She was
Cutter?
Yeah.
She offered me my job back. She wanted me to continue on with the morning show. And I said, initially, let me think on it.
Yeah.
But in my
That's
heart,
what
I'm not going
anybody
to.
would have said.
I
I think anybody would have said that.
So, but then we get in the car. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, listen to what she did," and I was like, "Play it out. Let's see what happens."
Yeah.
Yep. But I'm not that type of person. I am loyal to the people who take. I will not screw somebody over. I'm not that way.
And then they're like, "Will you take it?" And he's like, "No." I mean, because you just showed your true colors.
Yeah.
You took somebody that was 12 years doing everything you asked them to do,
Yeah,
and
you're
you
gonna
just
ask me.
shit canned them.
Yeah.
You threw them under the bus. You said, "Peace out. Our relationship doesn't matter." What's going to say she don't do that to you come January 1st after the season?
But then they called me later and they're like, "Can you at least do it until the first of the year?" I'm like, "No,
Yeah.
no." I mean, you screwed us, and you think now I'm going to come back and benefit you for another month? What part of? Yeah. Oh, I can say it on radio now or a podcast now.
Yeah, you can say
Forgot about that.
You can say what the fuck you want. This is free reign, motherfuckers.
Yes. So
It's just it's the integrity he showed with that showed what a real friendship is.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that I would have went back without him, and no way he's going back without me, which is really cool.
See, I would have taken it a step further. I would have taken it one step further. I'd have said yes. I'd have went in there the next day.
that's what
I'd have
told him.
locked the
That's
fucking
exactly-
door. I'd have locked the door where you couldn't get in there or kill the feed. And I'd have been like, this is what happened. This is why you will no longer hear us on there. Suck my dick. I'm going home.
That is exactly
He
what
told me
I
that
said.
this morning on the way up. He's like, you know
said-
what I should have done? And I was
I
like,
said I should have said, yep, I will be in there. And, do it for a day or two
Yeah.
where the thing sort of eases down, everyone's happy, and then all of a sudden just
drop the
let
bomb
loose.
on him.
Then I'd have paid Johnny Paycheck, take this job and shove it right
Yes,
there. Like I fucking
yes,
know it.
yes.
And the only reason I say I would have done that,
Computer reformat.
yes,
Turn
oh, I'd
the
have
job
fucked
and
some
left.
shit up.
Yeah.
Is the person who I worked with went on radio squalling and fucking crying and saying it was like a divorce. Bitch, you got me fired. Like, I don't like anybody else controlling the narrative.
Well,
Like,
Karma got her too, I think.
oh yeah,
Right?
Karma got her. Hey, no shit. Me and a girl that I travel with, Miss Gypsy, was eating at a place over in Dublin about 2 or 3 months ago, and she's sitting behind us, and I noticed her. I was drinking. I was having a good time. One of my social media buddies were there. We were finna go film a show. I wasn't trying to fucking talk to her.
Yeah.
We get up. She grabs me by the arm or whatever. I do this fake hug thing or whatever.
Yeah.
Just acting like I don't give a fuck or whatever. And then she spills this shit. It's like, I just want you to know I listened to that episode and I'm just so grateful that you did it because you really made me take a look in myself and all this kind of shit. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, bitch, that was 3 years ago when all this happened. You wouldn't have said this to me now unless you ran into me. If you actually felt that way, you would have called me. You'd have reached out. You'd have said something. I don't like fake ass people. That's why I would have went in there for 10 fucking minutes. And I'd have told them what happened, why it happened. I'd have said, Miss Kales, I love you. Thank you for everything you've done. Don't know why this happened. I'm not mad at you. But people that are listening, because you have a public image.
Yeah.
Last thing you want is people thinking, oh, I'm the reason why I'm not there no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's shitty.
Yeah.
Plus, you call the FCC and go, "Hey, you guys need to tune into this radio station, listen to all the profanity."
Yeah. Oh, I will. Don't think I fucking won't.
Put George Carlin on, hit play, and walk out the door.
Man, shit. I would have done some fucked up shit. Woo! I'm telling you, there's something about me. I am so goddamn petty that I try to find new ways to be petty.
Well, at least we would have gained about 100 million fans if it would have pulled out. That would have been an epic one.
Oh,
We
yeah.
would have made the hot wire on the news things. Yes.
Radio station in Georgia locks the door, plays George Carlin over and over.
Georgia station or radio station in Georgia literally takes a shit on desk and then walks off after being fired. Fuck yes.
Well, there was a brown streak on the computer for a little while. We don't know what that was. So.
Yeah.
Well, now there's
on
a,
the board.
We don't want to know what the
well, now there's a huge turd in that booth anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. But anyway, drop your social medias and let's get out of here. And I will say this, Kales, I like you. You've always been cool to me.
Yep.
Watch who the fuck you hire. If it is a money issue down there, you hire these boys back, I will come and I will show you start to finish how you can have about 6 different revenue streams coming into the radio station. You just got to hire that fucking dickhead. So you can pick talent and more money. There's a consultation fee now. But you can pick that and regrow it into a media company and a radio station company. Or
Yeah, just go hashtag.
you can hang out with Captain Cook all day.
That's right. Hashtag the chunky hunks of radio.
Yeah,
Or
you're
check-
going to have to definitely pick a better name. But anyway.
What? Chunky hunks of radio? Look at us.
I am sexy.
This is
but-
There's
we
a
are
different-
beyond sexy.
Look at that.
I mean, there's a
We
lot.
are bringing sexy back and then some.
Only thing I'm gonna say is it is a lot to love.
Yes.
Like,
Oh,
that's it.
oh.
It is a
Pound
lot.
for
Imagine our
pound, we're the
poor
best
wives.
DJs in radio. Pound for pound.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no shit.
We are a ton of fun.
Drop your fucking socials.
Give them all the social media stuff. That's your
the
game.
big show, Kraken and Cutter. That's what we were, but we're gonna rework some names probably.
Oh yeah, you definitely
here,
have to do
but
that.
Kraken and Cutter's Big Show or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for right now, you can find us on Facebook at the Big Show with Kraken and Cutter. You can
Yep.
find us on all your TikTok. Are we on TikTok
no,
yet?
we're not on TikTok.
Yeah,
yet.
you're gonna
I'm,
have to be.
He's in
I
charge of
know.
social
I'll
media.
help you set all that shit up.
All right. Well, we're learning. So.
It's okay. Hey, everybody's got
The
things.
YouTube is Film Cutter Studios.
Oh yeah, Film Cutter Studios. Yep.
You can
Check
see
us
the
out
first
on YouTube,
podcast
see
or-
the See the first podcast, or just check out riversradiogroup.com.
I'm about to own it.
Yeah, he may own it, but
We're going to sign a $1 contract when they get done today. And if you want it, you got to come get it from me. And I'm charging way more than a fucking $1 to buy it back. Anyway, well, folks, please go check them out on social media. I'm telling you, if you enjoyed this show, the banter they have between each other is just as fucking good. I don't promote a lot of other podcasts unless I actually know the person and know what content and know what they're putting out in the world. So when these guys get fired up with theirs, I think they said that they already got one episode dropped anyway, you're going to get good shit. You really are. It's not going to be a radio show, generic show. It's going to be two creative people, banner, guests, all this kind of shit. It's got my fucking seal of approval, and I'm going to do some shit with them too if they'll have me. So so please go check my guys out, and thank you guys for coming to hang out.
Well, I would have given you our OnlyFans page, but apparently the nudes are already up. So
nobody's seen anything yet.
Oh, well, neither has my wife.
From the waist down, I'm a superstar apparently.
Oh yeah.
I imagine, Cutter, I could put your dick on that big screen up there, and I'd still have to get a magnifying glass. Only reason I know that is because I know my dick.
You sound like my wife.
I have to get a magnifying glass on 75 inches.
You sound like my wife, man.
She sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
Just if she put that Princess Leia outfit on, he'd be happy.
Man.
Okay, thank y'all for listening to it. We'll talk for 2 more fucking hours. Thank y'all for listening to the Josh Terry Podcast. I will catch y'all next time.